What, day drinking?
Oh,
Where do you change
I
it?
thought I changed the title with a stream.
No, you didn't. It was just doing something something.
Oh, I was gonna use the title you was.
Don't worry, I fixed it. I think. Let
How
me
do you
see.
fix it?
Oh, are the Menendez brothers getting out? This is why we shouldn't do cold openings.
What are you drinking? Men don't provide nothing but headaches and tragedy. Where do you change the titles in
Up
here?
at
I
the
don't know how to
top,
do anything in here.
where your symbol is at the top right, you click the
Mm-hmm.
arrow and then you go to the pencil.
I don't have a pencil.
You probably not. Are you not in? You're probably not in creative mode. Are
How do
you? At
you
the
do
top,
creator mode?
it's not there now because we're live, but you would have been able to
Oh,
do it before.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
yeah, it'll be there and say edit.
My God.
All right.
I feel like a noob.
I'm gonna show a sample comment.
Well,
Okay.
Hello.
comments will appear here once broadcast starts.
Right. It sounds like that would be his voice.
Hmm.
There we go. The
All right.
thing just went out. That's crazy.
I still don't know. And you said in video clips there's an overlay for you? That's where that overlay came from? Or that border?
Um,
I'm looking for
it's
that
not in video.
border.
Under video clips in the dynamic thing, there's overlay. So there's apps, widgets, logo, video clips, overlay.
So if it's applied to the scene, why don't I see it there?
It was a whole bunch of them. Now they
Yeah,
all
there's a few
gone.
of them,
It
but
disappeared.
like it's
Yeah.
not there for me. It's not showing.
Maybe because I picked it. Can you see the
First,
background?
Kenya.
Okay.
Only
Okay.
well the background I see.
Okay.
I see
So above
Smokey,
that, you don't
the
see
sun, and the brick wall. But
because
there's
it's the
nothing
only.
under overlay.
Let me hide those. Yeah, I don't know.
I wonder why they would show us different stuff though.
No, because it was all of them in there, and I picked it, but now I can't see none of them. Even in when I deselect it, so I don't know. I don't quite understand it yet.
It's
Myself.
weird.
First.
Hello.
Right.
What's the title of this stream?
I write sins, not tragedies.
Hey, let's go.
I journey with the heavenly people.
Why are we in studio? Oh, so confused.
Closing the goddamn doors and know.
Well, sorry,
It's
men
much
write
better
sins,
to
not
trust me,
tragedies.
gotta be.
Men commit sins, not tragedies.
Okay.
Misogyny, patriarchy creates sins, not tragedies.
Well,
Let's go.
let's get right into that thing.
Let's
Because
go.
it's been a topic of it's been a topic of discussion for a while about we're gonna get into the provider. We're gonna cover both sides, right? We're gonna get
I
into
have
the
some
provider archetype.
definitions I want y'all to define for me also. So just be ready.
But first we're gonna start on the other end of the spectrum and we're gonna talk 50-50. We're gonna talk men who wanna do 50-50. And we're gonna go over because I found this interesting and I wanted to get y'all reaction to it. So let me add on
Take a deep
to
breath.
the
We'll be
screen.
okay.
So
he tried to woos out. He seen the lady and already.
Oh no, not her.
Yeah. So
he already breathed
this
hard.
is Kayla Nicole. Kayla Nicole is
I don't know what
let's do her introduction right. Kayla Nicole is a sports reporter, sports journalist.
We lose 2 subscribers.
And also Travis Kelce's ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
Ex-girlfriend. Now, she has been pretty vocal about what was going on with them two, especially since him and T Swift and pretty much became K Swift, Kelsey. They used to do the names back then.
Kelchi.
Kelchi was Telchi.
Swelchi.
Because his name is Travis, and that's Taylor, so it can't be T Swift.
What are you going for? The combo name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Swelchi.
Yeah. There we go, Swelchi.
Sounds really bad.
So ever since Swelchi became an item, she's been rather vocal. Also, people have been rather the melanated community has been rather vocal too about I guess him leaving her and
Okay.
ending up with Taylor Swift. Because God forbid you date someone not black after you date a black woman. Just God forbid, that's just how the pattern works. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what kind of buffer would have made them happy. Like what race in between that would have made them Asian?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably Asian. Yeah, probably Asian. Or like a
Nah,
mix.
once you go black, you're never supposed to go back. So that's
Well,
where the
rice
failure
go with
runs.
everything though.
Yeah, yeah, rice go with everything. I don't think
Sorry, I'm pressing.
is it racist or
Is it what?
I said is it racist?
Oh, that was racist. I was like, man, nobody really goes as far as me with the racism. But I'm like, okay, woo, yes, let's
I
go.
mean,
Let's go.
look, okay,
I'm here for it.
I was gonna say they don't have a monopoly on rice. They absolutely do.
I mean, it's kind of
Anyway,
a thing.
anyway,
Let's go.
so she was recently on the Unapologetically Angel podcast with
Thought you was
with
gonna
the
say she
with
was
the
on
Chi-Town
Mandrill.
Barbie, with the Chi-Town Barbie. You know what I'm
Let's
saying?
go. Let's
With
go.
the Bayou Chi-Town Barbie, Angel Reese.
Let's go.
How much of this we watching?
It's only an 8-minute clip, so
We gonna have to play it through and then comment. I can't watch this for like an hour.
I think this is this the right clip?
She
I want
playing.
to make sure it's the right clip. Hold on.
I
she
can't watch
playing.
it for an hour. Can't watch it for an hour.
No, hell no, because there's nothing she could offer to talk about for an hour. You're Travis Kelce's ex.
No,
Wait, what happened to the screen?
We know what you here for.
Yellow got rid of it.
He got
I'm
rid
trying
of
to
it.
make sure this the right clip.
It's only 8 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't want it to be 8 minutes about not what we was trying to talk about. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
She
let
said
me
it's
see.
addressing her hater.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
if I
kept
get a
seeing
time.
that
Is this the
clip.
thing? Is this thing with her and Tiana Taylor, or is this a different one?
I don't. This is her with This is her with Angel Reese. She on Angel Reese.
Right. But is this the part where she's talking about Tiana Taylor, or talking about something else?
No, she talking about Travis Kelce. But now
This.
I mean, I should have just played it. I should have just played it and
Okay.
see what happened. Bree had me second guessing the clip I picked.
No.
Just to let you know.
This brother in Clip Shore.
What's going on?
But I commend you because I
What's
feel like
the
you
right?
showed a lot of grace
There
and
we
a
go.
lot
I
of
did.
class.
I did.
Because there has been a lot of women that like
Crash
will
out.
crash out, go on social media and say this.
Yeah.
You don't even know what he was doing. You don't
Yeah.
even know the half. Like
Yeah.
I want to say like because that's a lot. That's maturity. A lot of
Thank
women
you.
don't have that, and just being able to know because you do have your own platform away
Yeah.
from him. You had your own platform and knowing that like. Being able to have that kind of class and grace, like I admire that, and
Yeah,
like,
I
just
don't.
being able to
I don't
do that.
feel like
in
this is the clip I was
such a
looking
me
point
see.
of your life. I don't
She
really
was
know
talking
what,
about
what you were
50-50.
going through technically, but like just being able to see you just stand strong.
Yella
I
said
know you
about
came out
Kelsey.
with your video, and I had messaged you, and I was just like, as a black woman, I admire that. Like I admire you staying together and not letting the situation like that like completely tear you down. Because a lot of women they don't bounce back from a relationship. Like when they break up with somebody and lose somebody that they thought they would spend the rest of their life with, like. They don't bounce back, and just being able to see what you did was just
Thank you.
was amazing.
I
and
appreciate that.
I love that for you.
I think that was my why though, like why I made that video, why I
Yeah, okay. This don't feel like this the clip I'm looking for. Hold on, yeah.
Probably ain't.
God damn it.
It happened.
Well, this is a good example of what we do here at Critically Drinking.
Yep. A bunch of
Pure
nothing.
chaos.
Oh, and shout out to that other sub I lost, man.
Chin.
I love losing sub. It's my favorite.
That's
thing.
not like I
Love
think
it.
you have like a lot of bots.
I mean, maybe.
Bots can unsub too.
Sometimes they get rid of bots.
I like to think it's people. Because it'd be like gradual gain, gradual loss. I like to think it's.
Did you find it?
Come on.
Because I was gonna say I can pull it up if you want. This might be it. Oh, okay.
Right. I didn't want the real, like the short. I was trying to get like that whole little chunk of the conversation.
Got you. I can see the music that's playing. Why can't I see the overlay?
You found it?
Overlay.
I think it's like 7 minutes.
Overlay. Look, while you're doing this, let me make a few announcements. First announcement. If you're watching this on replay, thank you. If you're watching this live, Anaya, hey, how you doing? If you're not watching this, you suck. If you're not watching us at all, you suck. You've never subscribed to this channel, you're trash.
He's like,
if
I'm
you've
about
never
to go
watched
ahead.
this channel, you're a complete simpleton. If you watch this channel and you did not return to it, oh my God, your mom hates you. If
Oh my gosh.
by chance, if for some reason you're not watching, but you're on the panel, your mama don't love you. That's all I'm saying.
Wait, huh? So us?
Huh? What?
We watching, but we're not on the panel. We on the panel, but we're not watching.
I'm messing y'all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go.
It was you.
Athlete thing now. I think
You would never did an
Lois
athlete
don't love
I'm
you.
gonna stop saying that. I think
Don't
that the
say
more
that.
that I say that, the more I end up entertaining athletes. Instead,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's not that I'll never date an athlete again. I would just prefer to try something different.
Yeah.
In the future.
Good.
Okay.
I'm open to different things.
What was the WAG life like though? What is that life like? I've heard so many good and bad.
Yeah.
No, good and bad stories. Like, did you have because I feel like you was the it girl WAG. Like,
Wow.
wait, the fits?
Does it say me?
You came like
Power.
I be seeing all the girlies now. Like they put it on. They're
Yes.
together. But you,
Oh my God.
Fits was fine.
Yeah,
I was
got that
looking.
glow
Game
really
Day
nice
Fits.
now. That feel like a little really
That was
heavy.
like my
Yeah.
highlight of my week.
So you was waking up every morning early. You already knew your outfits throughout the whole season. Like, was that like it or not?
I didn't
would?
really like try that hard, but I definitely like cared and put effort into it. It was fun for me.
Yeah.
Like we would have family.
You not recommend?
It's not that I don't recommend it. I think that it's about your partner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think dating men in general is a challenge, regardless of what their
Okay.
profession is.
Yeah.
Especially
Alright.
if they're a man of influence or affluence, like they have money themselves. I think men in positions of power can be a challenge to date. And I think that they
Podcast.
attract.
Women without
Women.
power. What also women without power? I
Also
feel like
that.
it's hard for me to like date another man with power because they kind of know like I'm not going for your BS.
Yes.
Like you know
Absolutely.
I'm not going for the stuff that other women may be
Absolutely.
okay with, and I feel like that's really hard for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's good. I mean, you have to find someone that you're equally yoked with.
Come
I mean,
on,
I don't-
Angel,
I
stop
don't
it.
see you dating someone who doesn't have their own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I just don't think that. I think they would be intimidated by you, number one. But
Yeah.
two, like, I don't see that you would be attracted to that type of man. So, it works both ways.
The Unapologetically Angel Show is now sponsored by Price.
Now there was a part where she was talking about 50-50.
Yeah, that's the part I was trying to get to, but
Oh, that part? Because I didn't see. I
Yeah.
was looking at the chapter names and then it went into an ad. So I'm like, let me see if they continued after that. But let me see.
Prior to Contrave,
Yeah,
my
like-
Oh,
eating
not a real
habits
ad.
were
Yeah, let's go.
I'm being
Let's go.
adception.
Ooh. My biggest advice to dating an athlete, I think, would be to always have your own, whether that's not even just like your own money, but like your own career, your own goals, your own aspirations, because it's really easy to get
Your own ambitions.
caught up in their dream and like their vision for their life.
Yeah.
And something that I had to learn early on was like, your relationship could be over tomorrow.
Yeah.
And what do you have? Like, you
Yeah.
have no leg to stand on, you have no home to go back to, you have no career to fall back on. And when I had that kind of like aha moment, I got my shit together so quick. It was
Yeah.
like, at the time, it was a long distance relationship. I was going back and forth, and I was in between apartments, so I thought like, that's cool. Like we're gonna get married, and I'm gonna move into the house, and I don't really need an apartment.
Yeah.
Girl,
So you didn't have anything?
We broke up. My lease was up. My car note, like my lease on my car was up all at the same time. And I was just like, what have I done? So from that point moving forward, thankfully, we ended up getting back together just from like an emotional standpoint. But from that point moving forward, it was like, I don't care who I date. I don't care where they are. I'm gonna always have my own place. Yeah. I'm gonna always have my own car. I'm gonna always focus on my career, support theirs, but really prioritize my own goals because like this, there's no guarantee that this is the end all be all.
Do you think that was the hardest part of the, well, obviously you said you kind of were prepared since the first breakup, but like, was the hardest part detaching from the person or like facing the world? Because I feel like a lot of times people don't understand, like, yeah, I'm going through it behind the closed doors, but like, y'all don't even understand. Like, y'all are all attacking me at one time, not even knowing what the hell is going on and how I'm feeling.
I didn't know I didn't like Angel Reese's voice until
when it was public, because you were in a public relationship. How was it when it hit the fans?
I've heard her talk before too.
I think the combination of everything is like the perfect storm.
Maybe it's because of the podcast. Podcast might
want to disappear from the world entirely. Yeah. I think behind closed doors, the hardest part about a breakup is just losing like a partner and a best friend and this person that you talk to every single day. You go from speaking every day to having to really like cut ties. Yeah. And that goes for just like not just the person you're in a relationship with, but like even, you know, their family and their friends and the people that you've grown close to. So I think that's a huge challenge. But then you throw in social media, you throw in the media and like narratives that they're trying to spend. That's a challenge in itself because it's like none of it is true. You guys actually have no idea what's really going on and what's really most hurtful about this situation and what I'm really having to battle at home. Yeah. But you have to, I mean, it got to a point where it was like, I don't even care what y'all have to say no more. It's like, y'all don't even know what's going on.
But I commend you because I feel like you showed a lot of grace and a lot of class. I did. Because there has been a lot of women that like
crash out,
go on social media and say this. You don't even know what he was doing. You don't even know the half. Like, I want to say like, cause that's a lot, that's maturity. A lot of women don't have that, and just being able to know, because you do have your own platform, like away from him, you had your own platform, and knowing that, like, being able to have that kind of class and grace, like I admire that, and like just being able to do that in such a point of your life. I don't really know what you were going through technically, but like just being able to see you just stand strong. I know you came out with your video, and I had messaged you, and I was just like, as a Black woman, I admire that. Like, I admire you staying together and not letting the situation like that, like, completely tear you down. Because a lot of women, they don't bounce back from a relationship. Like, when they break up with somebody and lose somebody that they thought they would spend the rest of their life with, like, they don't bounce back. And just being able to see what you did was just, was amazing.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, this ain't I think they either passed
my why though, like why I made that video, why I went about it the way that I did, because I have sisters, I have cousins. And
can't even see the whole title.
Those are the people that I care about. Those are the opinions that matter to me. And it was like in that moment, I did feel so alone and isolated, and like no one was really understanding what I was going through. But I also knew that there might be a time in my sister's life or in another Black woman's life where they will feel the same way I did. And I think it was important for me to let them know that, like, okay, you're not alone. Like, this is not a singular experience. We all go through heartbreak. And even when people are poking and prodding and analyzing your every move, you know, that's not what's important. I think what's most important is to really like check in with yourself and figure out where you are mentally and do the work internally so that you can, you know, keep moving forward.
Were you still friends with the Wags, like that you were friends with when you were there?
Now, Wags, that's women and girlfriends or wives and girlfriends?
I was.
Why?
Yeah.
Are you guys still
wives
friends?
and girlfriends?
No.
Yeah.
So like, when you get there, is it fake relationships?
It's like, I feel so calm and comfortable, and then it's like, wow! Yeah, so y'all cool?
Hold on.
Yeah, we're cool.
Bree, you not finna get us and have us sitting here listening to the whole thing.
Right, because they're boring.
And I'm because I'm just basically watch the clip instead of trying to fucking find shit. Because I didn't care that much about her story. It was just supposed to be a lead in to the topic.
Okay, that's good. Healing from toxic jobs in Portugal. What? What's on my algorithm? I can't hear the clip. Is it just me? Can y'all hear me?
Do I look like anybody that was
What
split
about
anything?
So you guys
got
broke
you.
up at that point because
No, this is the question. Do I look like?
I know there was a rumor that they were saying that you stopped messing with. I know there was a rumor that saying that you stopped messing with him at one point because of 50-50.
Is there water? Where did the water go? What? What is the question? The who?
50-50. Remember they were saying that you said he was cheap, or they were saying that you were
Oh, the splitting the bills.
the spitting 50-50. Yeah, the 50-50
Yeah.
rumor. What was the tea on that?
Yeah. Do I look like anybody that was split anything?
So you guys broke up at that
What
point
does it look
because
like?
No.
What does that?
this
What
is
does
the
that
question.
mean?
Do I look like I would go 50-50 on bills?
No.
Okay.
What is the look of somebody that splits
You
bills?
look like you paying 100. You look like you probably paying 100% of your bills right now.
Oh God! Oh, I hate stupid. Oh, stupid is
But
so.
what-
Oh God!
Right. Oh shit, my bad. Let me turn that down. Yeah. That was her comment. Like,
Ugh.
do I look like somebody who's split 50-50 on the bills? What does that look like?
Yeah, what does that look like?
Sorry, y'all, women.
So yeah, that was ridiculous. But he addressed
there a
that too.
5 in your
That was, I
forehead?
don't even know why that even became a thing. Yeah, that was never an issue. In our,
Okay, sorry, I just got back.
So did you hear that, Bree?
No, as soon as I started, I got recruited to do something. Just don't
Gotcha.
worry about it. It's
Oh,
don't go.
It's at
You
the
tried to
17-minute
suck.
mark. That's where the 15
tried to-
in that whole podcast. It's at the
Uh-huh.
17-minute mark. If we want to go from there,
Okay.
17:12 is
Boy,
where I got
get
it.
off me. Why does
17-12. Now, how the hell did you find that?
I went to the video. I pulled up the transcript.
Transcript.
Then I searched the transcript for bills.
y'all? Apparently, the neighbor has pet raccoons.
Ooh,
They
sounds fun.
ran over and started. My sister-in-law freaked out.
Let's go. Let's go, raccoon.
It's so random. Like,
It is.
I get
That's
caught
not
up in
fun.
raccoons accosting people. Trying to. Okay. Grits, move.
But yeah, I know we was gonna
The
talk
who?
to the
50-50. Remember they were saying
Okay. Did you want me to play it or you wanted to say
Now,
first?
I know we was gonna talk about the
Providers.
talk about the provider meals. Try this again. I know
Oh,
we was
okay.
gonna talk about the provider meal.
That
So
makes
this
sense.
is hearing the reaction of the woman on the
I'm following.
other side.
Following you now. It's making some sense.
She said that title
much?
though. You're welcome.
Yeah.
I made the title if it wasn't obvious. Okay. So you want me to press play or is Yella gonna like?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Let's go.
that you said he was cheap, or they were saying that you were
oh, the splitting the bills.
the spitting 50-50. Yeah, the 50-50
Yeah.
rumor. What was the tea on that?
Yeah. Do I look like anybody that was split anything?
So you guys broke up at that point because
No. This is the question. Do I look like I would go 50-50 on bills?
no.
Okay. So yeah, that was ridiculous. But he addressed that too, though. That was I don't even know why that even became a thing. Yeah, that was never an issue in our relationship, but it was definitely a rumor on the internet. But no, there's no.
I don't
bills.
like her.
But I think that to each his own. If people like to split their bills with their man, I think that's what you should do. I don't do that.
Do you think that
All right.
because
that's it.
of who he
Said I don't do that. Okay. All right. Rashawn face.
I wasn't Rashawn. I want to know what Rashad think about this.
Yeah,
Jay,
'cause he
with
making a
Asbury.
face.
That's just stupid. I hate y'all know I don't like stupid people. And I didn't know. I feel ambushed. I didn't know we were going to be having a super person. You know, I expected to come up here. We was about to talk about a topic. I didn't know you were going to start this off with a stupid person. So I feel ambushed. That's kind of what I wasn't expecting stupid. And that was a lot of dumb. Like, what does a person that splits bills look like? I'm assuming she's trying to say, but don't I look high maintenance?
Yeah.
So isn't somebody obviously paying for me? Like those
Yeah,
boots
she
are
looks
ugly.
like I want to be a kept woman. Like I give off that I'm here to try to be a
But
kept
them
woman. And
boots look like she doesn't know how to be a kept woman. Those boots are horrendous.
Hold on.
Them look like grape stompers. Them boots was ugly.
They riding boots.
It looked like she tried to skin Barney. Like, nah. I've seen riding boots. I've seen attractive boots. Them are ugly. And it doesn't match what she got on. It's beige and purple.
This is the realm we have descended into.
Nah, I mean, if we're gonna talk about what she looked like, she's talking about what she looked like.
She's a beautiful woman, though. She's a beautiful.
Is she?
Yeah.
She has a good look. She has a nice look. She's got her hair done. She's
I think by most people's
her makeup is on. We don't know what she looks like. I don't know what she looks like. I see what her look looks like. I know.
I mean, super put together. She probably put together. She probably is, but at the same time, her sitting right there.
Her look is attractive.
I mean, I'm saying more so she has the aesthetic of a woman who would be out there dating athletes. That's not to say that, and she's snagged one, right? She dates men of certain caliber. She puts herself in front of men of certain caliber. That's what she wants. Yeah. So in that way, she does not look to me like a woman who is looking for a more egalitarian or equal partnership. She dresses and presents as a woman who wants that man with money and power and influence. There is an aesthetic, and I feel like she wears it.
Okay, I get what you're saying. But as far as who desires, like you said once, who doesn't want a man with power and money and influence?
I think some women want just like a man who is, even if you want a man who makes more than you may not want a man with all that power and influence. Like I would never want to date someone who's famous because there's a certain amount of attention that comes with it. And I know a lot of women who don't want to date. Not that they don't have crush on athletes or people who are attractive, but I feel like realistically, a lot of people would not want to be with someone like that, I think.
And she's a nobody. She's another nobody. She's a nobody that dated somebody. She's a nobody that dated somebody and now thinks she's everybody.
That's how she,
That's Travis Kelce's ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
And she's
I think she is looking for a certain level of,
but now she says she's taking a break from that, and she's saying
that she's probably taking a break from athletes, literally.
A break.
Yeah, but she is not trying to date no regular dude. She just said she don't look like she would go 50-50.
She's gonna go from sports to an entertainer. That's all she's saying. I'm gonna go from sports to an entertainer.
Mm-hmm. Right. She ain't trying to do that, but she's not trying to go for a regular guy either. So
no.
True.
But no, I don't think all men, I don't think all women want to date someone who has a lot of power and money. I think a lot of us, even if we haven't experienced it.
And I wasn't saying all. Again, I'm never saying all. I'm never saying all. But the general consensus is most people want somebody with money. Like, not that they expect to, but most people want certain attributes.
I agree.
All right. So, there's
nobody dealing with her, man. She ain't had nothing to say, man. She did an hour. She's got a dull tone. She's got a dull personality. The boots was dull.
That was a trigger.
Nah, man. I don't like that. I hate that.
But yeah, she just had a certain energy when she said it. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if a man would see her and think, oh, she seems like a down to earth girl next door. Like I don't think a guy would see her.
No.
And think that.
No. If you want to parade around town with her because you got money.
Yeah.
It's just a price escort.
So you can go ahead and do that. I mean, yeah, that's
expensive escort.
Yep. I mean,
nigga, honey, watching
escorts are expensive. Shit.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, but this is more expensive because you got to do it daily. You don't just get to send her away at the end of the night. Like this person that wants to live with you.
Yeah,
so it's more expensive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, we open with that. Way to start we channeled the energy. Here we are.
Yeah, here we go.
I mean, true, yeah, because I mean, it's more so speaking to the provider male, because
sorry,
shit, Travis Kelce.
What he got to deal with?
Travis Kelce can provide for 18 women.
Right.
Man, listen.
At the same time,
I mean, once again, I just don't want to fall into the trap of talking about men who actually do make lots of money and can provide a certain lifestyle with their money, because regular men also use this language.
Right.
I'm couching this in the realm of regular.
No, yeah. It was more of an example of the idea doesn't change though. Like there's still even at a certain level of money, there's still dudes that will basically make you sit at home and not do shit, and then there's some dudes will be like, "Hey, look, just because I got all the money, don't mean we got all the money."
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So it's still the same idea. We definitely gonna taper it back down to like normal people,
regular people.
Yeah, regular regulars. Because I'm with you. I definitely don't like using the
I mean, people who make millions of dollars, they definitely can provide in the true sense of the word.
Yeah.
That to the point where it's skewed. They are at it's pretty much it. Like I think me and Rashawn was talking about that. Because of the amount of money they have, you don't have the same amount. You're just entering into a dynamic. Like, and you can't do nothing to overcome that because of the amount of money they make. So it's either you got to ride with it or not. And so a lot of times people are kind of just going to be couched into certain roles if you're dealing with a person with that much power.
Which is why she's talking about it's difficult to date a dude with money.
Yeah,
right.
Because you don't have room to really, you can't overpower him in that way because he got too much.
Right, it's vice versa. Because Angel was saying that too. She was like, because I don't be trying to date men, powerful men or men with money because they know I ain't going for that stuff. I mean, it's kind of like vice versa.
Yeah.
Like anybody who's in that position of more or having more, even if it's, and we can bring it back down to like normal, even if it's normal people.
Yeah. Anytime there's a huge skew, I mean, it doesn't take much to skew depending on, it's just going to depend on what level we talking. Because Angel Reese wouldn't be saying all that if she was dating a billionaire.
She wouldn't.
She ain't got billionaire money.
Right.
And if she got exposed to a billionaire lifestyle, she would not be able to keep that up. So it's still going to be a huge power skew. She can believe it's not, but it would be.
Yeah.
So,
but I don't think people know that until they get into it. So it's like everybody talk fast and loose. But the truth is, like, once you experience it, like, oh, girl, here, Kayla, when she dated dudes with money, she realized, oh, it's more difficult because they expect things of me.
Yeah.
So she doesn't want to have things expected of her, but she also doesn't want to have a dude that doesn't have the money that would expect things. So like that's why she's like, I want to switch up. She's trying to find an energy where the person has money to take care of her, but doesn't expect her to do things on like which she's gonna have a hard time. You ain't
gonna have a lot of room maneuvering him. You're not gonna be able to move him off his square as easy as somebody who maybe you equal with. But I did want to define what provide means for regular people because we talk about it. We can easily define provide for someone who could provide a whole different lifestyle for you. I think that's pretty clear. But let's talk about what regular men mean when they say provide. I be wanting to know. So,
who the villain?
Who the villain?
Is she the villain? Is Kayla the villain?
I don't know. I don't know much about
Kayla the villain?
But what do regular men say? I mean, I've heard men say
paying the bills.
Fix the face. So, okay, Yellow, do you agree with that? When men say provide, are they talking about
Angel? Oh,
okay. Is he talking about paying bills, Yellow?
I mean, for a regular,
y'all can answer in chat too.
For a regular dude, it's kind of like that. That's why I said the idea of provider doesn't really matter the money. You know what I'm saying? If he view himself as a provider, if he feel like he got enough, then you'll do less. As far as like making money, taking care of bills, like you'll see it. It'll be like it'll be noticeable from a provider that okay, wait a minute, you gonna look at your account like wait a minute, how I got that much money
for he's paying bills. Still,
he's covering most of. I mean, that's provided.
He's covering the bills.
Yeah, basically. He's covering the bills. A nice majority of
household expenses.
Yeah.
So he's covering all of or majority of the household expenses.
Yeah.
Okay.
70% or more.
70%.
Yeah, I give it 70%. Yeah, I give it 70%.
Okay, and when men say protector, what does that mean? Regular men.
That means if there's a noise at midnight, we're going to get up no matter how tired we are and go look. We're going to go check the windows, check the doors. look in on the kids. If we're out, I'm going to sit with my door, my whatever to the door, so I can see the door, whatever. You know, make all that because it's so much performance.
I ain't going to sleep for 6 hours.
Yeah. If the kids on a date, you know, you got a teenager, I'm gonna sit there till 2 o'clock in the morning or whenever they get back. I was here waiting, make sure you got home safe. Or, you know, all that weird stuff. I'm going to pick you up. I'm going to pick you up from the airport so you ain't got to get no Uber. You know, we walking on the sidewalk. I'm going to be on the outside. All that weird stuff. You go
Hold on, wait. That's got its utility.
I think all of it has a utility, but he's just running through what the things men ramble off because I think that's interesting because, I'm just listening. I'm trying.
Going to the car dealership and car repair place. I got to go.
So you don't get scammed.
I got to go.
Okay.
I got to go. Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to stand by that.
I
always put the lady on the inside. Yeah, I always put the lady on the inside.
So do you agree with all of that, Yellow? Is there something else that protector means? That's specific to men because I feel like women also do a lot of that stuff, maybe to other people, but, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, as far as like a man to his woman, yeah. It's basically what Rubber Sean is talking about.
Chivalry.
I think chivalry in a way. Yeah, exclusive chivalry. Like direct, focused chivalry. You know what I'm saying? There you go. Personalized chivalry. Yeah. The things I'm doing are specifically for you. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's kind of like the idea because the protection I'm giving you isn't going to look like the protection that any woman would be getting around me. Not, you know what I'm saying? Around me, from me. Pump. Right, from me. You know what I'm saying?
So it's almost like a comfort as well.
Yeah.
A certain
you gotta go out there and scrape the ice off the car in the winter, start to warm up your car.
Kind of like
a buffer.
A buffer between you and the world. A buffer of comfort.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, I guess that's legitimate.
Anti-mayhem.
I guess.
Anti-mayhem.
I guess. I don't want to give y'all no credit.
Too much credit.
Yeah. You know the Allstate commercial where it's mayhem?
Yeah.
We the opposite.
Yeah.
I mean,
like we want to be the opposite.
Y'all want
to we're not mayhem.
I like that y'all want to be the opposite. I'll accept that statement. Okay.
So yellow. So there's mayhem. But I know this is cheesy, but we're Gotham. Gotham. We're the protector. We're the Dark Knights.
Dark Knights. Oh, okay. That's cute. What does peace mean when a man says it?
Ooh.
Shit. Hold on.
Yellow call.
It ain't that.
It
ain't that.
He's not peaceful right now.
It ain't that.
It's not peaceful.
Yo.
It ain't.
There
was a foreign body exposed to the
peace. That bullshit coming up.
Yeah.
Talking about peace.
Find some bullshit to throw out.
He had an allergic reaction to peace.
That's how my body react to it.
Yeah.
Peace
it don't know what it look like.
I like 100 Watts.
It don't know how to react to it. So.
100 Watts said, "Provide me bringing my ass home after work," and peace means shut the fuck up.
But I know people that came home after work, but they came home without that check.
Yeah, for real.
He said, "Going to work is providing," and peace means shut the fuck up. Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah,
it wouldn't mean shut the fuck up for me. Peace don't necessarily.
It definitely wouldn't mean. That wouldn't make me That wouldn't make me peaceful. If we couldn't talk.
Yeah,
I wouldn't feel the peace. I wouldn't be able to trust you. Actually, you ain't ever talk. I'm like, she's sitting there plotting.
and I don't mind a little carrying on either, as we all know. So
right,
like if you just want to talk about some shit, if you got a problem, come on, my door is always open.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. I think the peace comes with knowingly causing issues.
Yeah.
Like this is going to be hard enough as it is.
Mm-hmm.
We're two individual people. We're trying to build a relationship. We're trying to build whatever, whether it's just a relationship with us, whether it's a family, whether it's whatever. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. for me, it's like kind of what Yellow's saying. Life is going to present its own challenges. Like don't add more challenges on top of that. Like just as an example, like let's say there's a kid in the house and we're sending the kid to school. Don't get into it with the teacher of the kid that I'm sending my kid to. Maybe our kid. Don't get into it or send like some spicy text exchange knowing we about to send our kid there. Like, don't add that worry in my head. Like, now I got to worry if that teacher going to be retaliating on my kid. Like, don't do stuff like that. I've seen people do stuff like that. What's up? Kilroy was here. What's up?
Hello. Okay.
Like, don't add. Yeah, like, and you can be some level of combative. You can be some level of challenging, but I'm saying don't introduce unnecessary, like, because challenge and combat sometimes for me is necessary. Like confrontation, you might need to bring something up, but it's like when it's unnecessary. Like maybe we're going over to my mom's house and maybe she always asks you to do something you don't like to do, and you just decide like today's the day I'm just going to let her have it. Like why couldn't you just say no thank you, or I don't want to go? Don't sabotage events. Don't bring up like don't be that person. Like it's I've seen so many times somebody could have just said no, noped out, left early, like they came late. They could have avoided some sequence, but they go through the whole thing and then they blow up or introduce some element of chaos that's unnecessary in that situation. I hate that. Don't be that person.
Okay.
Ooh,
that was
and
hard.
please,
come on,
if you are a person that pays some of the bills, do not let some bill go unpaid. That
disturb your peace to that.
Don't let the electricity click off and you like, well, it might be a blackout, and then somebody got to find out when you ain't paid the bill. Don't.
Wait a minute, nigga. That feels very specific, my nigga.
Don't. I'm just saying.
Yeah, they say the power gonna be out for a while.
Yeah.
I go outside,
but then you look around and you see, yep. Everybody else fine.
Everybody porch light on.
Yeah. Or they going to making a call. You hear them in the call. You hear like the account number 7756.
Your balance is.
If that is correct, +1. Nah, you ain't paid a bill. You trying to hurry up and pay the bill?
Let a nigga know. To restore service, you must pay.
Yeah.
Minimum.
Oh no, that's the worst.
then they gotta ask for $50 because they short on. Like, come on, man.
Right, we right here. Like we right.
Right.
Here. Yeah, we right here. Yeah.
Don't let it get to like there. There you go. Don't let things get to the point of urgency. Like, don't do that. Don't let things build up to the point of
notified.
Yeah. Okay. That way we can plan or plot. Like we can figure out a way to get something before we get to that. Like especially when there's kids involved.
Man,
especially when there's kids involved.
I'm leaving. We breaking up.
Yeah, that's kind of deceitful to some degree to not let somebody know and something.
Yeah, that's a deal breaker. I've never even thought about that as a thing.
But that's a form to see a lot of people do. Hunter Watt said, "Don't argue with me about some shit you want to argue with a coworker about." Yeah. That's tough. I'm just sitting here reading these. Don't worry about my reactions. I'm just reading.
Okay. Here's a small one. Here's a small one that anybody can deal with. Don't let the gas run out. Don't let the gas be like at where I gotta get gas the first thing. If I'm gonna be using the car next,
first thing in the morning.
Oh, really?
If I gotta be the
one.
Don't like let me know like 8 miles before you're about to run out of gas. That way I know.
Well, that's what the red light means. You got like 14
the red light means you got 50 miles. Like if you say the gas light came on, cool. Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna need to know how long ago did the gas light come on.
It's red now.
Right, you can bring it to me empty. You can bring it to me empty, but bring it to me empty and tell me, hey, you need to go.
Yeah. I always like to let him discover when he get in the car.
See, that's problematic. See that right there? That's not peaceful.
That'll get you woke up in the morning and drove to the gas station.
I don't know if did you drive 49.5 miles on that E?
No.
Now I've got to wonder.
You can see it just say low.
No, when it says low fuel, you don't know how low it is.
You only got all you know
is you
better pull up to the gas station. It's the first one you see.
I feel like 3-seater gas like come on and be like, hell yeah, let's fucking do this.
I mean, if it's dark outside,
30 miles.
Hold on, but this is where you can't fault me because you the protector. If it's dark, I'm not stopping.
I understand.
Inform us. Don't let me wake up in the morning and get in the car and crank it and it sputters a little bit like.
Yeah.
Oh, it ain't gonna be.
You be like,
and then you hear that.
I also have like short-term memory loss, so sometimes I forget.
Excuses.
I've done it to myself. I've got home from work like, oh, I'm gonna get it in the morning, and then I like, oh shit, you know.
Right. And see stuff like that.
30 miles.
I guess stuff like that would click back to the protector too, because they just put out my homie just put out a post. It was shared from somebody else, but he shared it too. And it's basically like a fall checklist for women.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Tread on the tires. Put a penny in it.
Man, I'm gonna ride on some bald head tires.
Look, check the tread on your tires. Make sure you go to whatever store or gas station you'll go to early. Early, sun going down earlier.
But don't women
go
know
to the
this?
store early. No. No.
Look,
now, granted, some people
like
gotta move. Granted, you gotta move around when you move around, but like at the same time, like another one was since you probably moving around in the dark because it's dark around like 4 or 5 o'clock. Don't unlock your doors until you finna get out. Like if you pull up somewhere, keep your doors locked. I mean, until you like immediately finna get out of that motherfucker.
Yeah. And really don't try to linger. Don't really linger too long. It's best to
don't be lingering.
Get out. Yeah, don't sit in there for 30 minutes.
Head down into your phone. Don't spend a lot of time.
When you get there, just get out. Just get out.
Put your phone up. That was another one. Put your phone up. Keep your phone in your purse.
Don't walk around with headphones. Because people feel like you can't hear. We had this lady following us in Target yesterday.
Ooh.
She was a weirdo. Weirdos follow me like ghosts. They just be like, you know what? I'm gonna follow this person.
Went around this
man, thank you, Kilroy. Okay, this is important for black in the black community, Kilroy, because for some reason black women are allergic to asking somebody to change that battery, and they'll let it be until that battery is completely dead.
That's like a running thing on TikTok that black people always got the smoke detector beep in the background.
Man, that smoke detector battery. I just heard it. I promise you. I just heard. I heard a Bible study call just yesterday, and when somebody was like responding to a thing, beep, I was like, "Come on, man!" And I almost called her because I know it's. I told you earlier, Bree, Sister Virgie. I know where she lives. She's about 4 or 5 miles up from me. I was actually going to call her and like, you want me to come change that battery? But I was like, man, the pastor's your son. I'm like, you better come over there and change that battery.
Yeah, I'm noise blind to it. I can't reach it anyway. So I mean, but that's like kind of one of the things. Once you start living with somebody who like that's, but you also have to be like, it's a responsibility thing. And we had that conversation. Like we went down to like, okay, what does responsibility mean to you? Because for me, responsibility means I'm not checking none of this shit because that's your job.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, like if he's responsible.
Oh, you mean his responsibility? Okay.
Yeah, like if because he's responsible for like he would like to be a traditional man. Let's say that.
Yeah.
So
the battery's on him.
I feel like I'm not looking at shit in this car.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, man. Okay. Nah,
lights be on like Christmas.
Nah, but if you tell him when the new light comes on,
I just make sure he gets in the car for some reason, and he'll see him when he get in there.
Wow.
Because I'm not gonna come tell you it's your responsibility when you get in the car.
No,
I don't like. When we first got married, he used to be like, "You ain't see that light on? Yeah, do you see it? Okay, there's nothing else to talk about."
That's your responsibility.
Can you get in the car?
Not my responsibility. Yes, it's
your responsibility. The car that look like all the alerts at the top of the phone. You know how you all them symbols fucking just lit.
But we had this conversation. Like the things I'm responsible for, you do not have to come tell me they need to be done. And if you do, that's considered a failure on my side, according to how we actually function. So the things I'm responsible for, you don't come in here and tell me what groceries we need. Like I'm not even. You don't tell me we need eggs. This nigga done went in the fridge and not told me we ain't got shit that he used. Okay, because when I go do the grocery list, I'ma go through, I'ma check inventory, and I'ma go. And if it's something while I'm already out, he'll call and say, "Hey, we out. So we out of bread. So while you're out, can you get some bread?" But he trusts and knows that I'm gonna catch the stuff that's gone because I take responsibility for it. In the same way, if he takes responsibility for the car, I ain't checking no fucking tread on no tires. I'ma ride on a bald head whole tire and hope that shit just don't blow because I'm not finna go change it. I'm not finna price nothing. And I don't.
Like it's something wrong with the car.
It's something wrong with the car. Half of the time I don't even know. Okay? I'm just saying. But that's a privilege of having a partner to split responsibilities with, I think. When I was single, I paid more attention to that stuff and handle it. But once it stopped being my responsibility, I mean,
I'd be bothered.
I'm blind to it.
You say you be bothered, bro?
Why you bothered? Because that would bother me. Like that dynamic right there, that would bother me because it's like I don't want you to have to go around and discover when something's out. If I know something's out, why wouldn't I let you know so you can just add it to the list? And like, why wouldn't I? Like, it takes no effort for me to be like, hey, I used the last egg. Oh, okay. I'll make sure we get eggs this week. Like, it takes no effort. And the same thing for the car. Like, why not tell me why? Because see, then you get into like where it's getting close to deceit, manipulation. Hey, I need you to go get the car for something so that I gotta turn the car on, so that I gotta see the alerts instead of just telling me, which would have took 2 seconds. Hey, there's a new thing on. Hey, what was it? I don't know. I didn't pay attention. Okay, let me go look. You know what I'm saying? So instead of just telling me, like there's a new thing.
I'm like blind to it. That's why it's like for me, it's almost like a blindness to it. It's not like an intentional thing. It's just a blindness.
You said I make sure he goes to the car.
Yeah, I make sure he get in the car because he has his own car. So I've just gotten used to, because in the past he'll be like, oh, or he'll see stuff I don't even be registering stuff. Like honestly, there is stuff that he'd be like, oh, this, or he'll fix it and I don't even know it was an issue. So like for me, I'm gonna make sure he gets in my car because he notices stuff I don't notice. I'm so blind to it. I've told y'all before. I think when I said something dumb, it was related to cars. Like when I tell y'all, I don't know.
I can understand that though, because when you are at that point, even if it's not like 100% like provider protection, like you staying at home, so you parents like this, but in a relationship, you start to delegate responsibilities. You with somebody long enough, you gonna start delegating responsibilities.
You split stuff up.
One thing I know I didn't have to worry about was soap. It never registered for me to go get toiletries. Yeah, because that shit was covered. Mind you, the person I'm taking a shower with see my soap. You know what I'm saying? Every day. You know what I'm saying? The person I live with, we share a shower, so you see my soap every day. Plus, she the one go buy that shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But even like the food. Now, the food might be typically a woman's thing. Most people look like that if you're looking at this situation. I don't see that the same way. When we go to the grocery store, we all going to the grocery store. We both going to the grocery store.
Grocery store is hell for me. We ain't all going. You don't like the grocery store? We ain't all going.
Man, look, I be in that motherfucker like the fat boys. God damn it, I be in there. Give me some hot macaroni and cheese. What do you mean, nigga? I love grocery
store. Of the cart with snacks.
I hate that place.
I be in that motherfucker. No, but I'm saying
he hates that place too. He hates
it. It's beautiful to me. It's beautiful to me because I like cooking. I like the food and shit. I like to get in there and see.
Go by yourself, man. I got to come. I'm delegating. I'm trying not to have to do shit. I'm trying not to do it. I'm trying to we trying to delegate. Trade off. I don't want to do this thing. You like doing it? Great. I don't have to go with you. You know? Yeah, that's all I ask. I ask that they come get the bags when I get home and they unload the bags and put them away.
Unload the bags too.
I want them to know what I bought. So that just works the best for us. If I if I let them, unload and put away things, I ain't got to hear, I didn't know we had that. I didn't know we had, because boy, ain't nothing worse than going bad.
That's why I say some things we can't go figure out together. And the grocery store is one of them. Because we also, I'm not finna let the house get into this cycle of eating the same thing either.
Okay. You're a terror. You're a food terror.
You're the same one who said get rid of 0.9 ounces out of his drink before you put the powder in.
Exactly. Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The food, right? No, the food gonna be a point. But I won't. Everybody gonna get something. That's what I'm saying. We gonna go. So you get what you want. That's what I say. The kids go all the time. We go.
I let the kids pick up. I let the kids.
So we all go get shit.
I'm like, if there's anything you like, everybody get a snack. Tell me what snack you want. Is there anything you want me to cook or make?
She might want some new shit. So I want some new shit. You know what I'm saying? The grocery store had different shit. Yeah.
I do that verbally before we leave. So, okay, we did peace. We did what do men mean when they say provide? What do they mean by protect? What does peace mean? Yeah. What? Okay, let me see.
Before we go any further, what do you think about our responses? Because you're soaking stuff in. What do you think about those answers so far? The peace and the protect. Go ahead. See that laugh? That was loaded laugh. Hold on. My bad. I asked the question. Let me let you answer. Okay.
The protect was good. Like, that's cute. That was good. Peace is great.
That's cute.
Y'all know me. I'm not the most peaceful person, so I'm a little gremlin. So I can hear that, but even when y'all was saying shit, it just made me like antsy. Like, yeah. Gonna kick your shit over like a cat, you know.
Dang.
Fuck your piece, nigga.
I'm cool.
But
annoying, not problematic.
Annoying.
I can take annoying.
I'm just annoying. But then the provide part for me, because I'm like, okay, so what is what I do called when I'm like taking care of people and like running database of this person needs this at this time. I feel like I'm providing too, right? I'm providing.
You're maintaining.
This is a little, because to say I'm maintaining would mean somebody got it up to the level of now maintenance, which was also
that's
so
a man.
I would say I
provided, you maintain.
Y'all ain't got nothing up to nothing. I did all that, so I'm responsible for this thing. So
did you get the computer that you keep the database on? I'm
the computer that the database is on. I'm talking about in a traditional setup.
Okay.
I am the database for what the kids need when it's supposed to happen. I am the database. So like,
who provided the kids?
We both provided the kids.
He provided the kids. He provided the kids. You housed them. And brought them to fruition.
Okay, so I'm providing housing for the kids.
That's petty. That's petty as hell.
I'm providing maybe a service, but it's still a way of provision, right? So that's my whole thing that a lot of men lean too heavily on. I'm the provider, and we're both providing something to our kids, to each other, to the home. So it's like.
So you don't like men owning provision? You
not
don't like
for regular
men owning the word provision? Okay.
I think a Travis Kelce can say he's providing, because he's providing a whole lifestyle that otherwise most average people can't obtain through work.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if you're providing a lifestyle that most people ain't gonna get through work. Like.
She just got her. Look, she only got like 3 gigs. All right, give her a break.
She
only got like 3 gigs. Give her a break, man.
I'm
gonna let y'all get out on
never restart the damn computer. Nobody don't close no fucking tabs. I'm one of them.
Her memory. She got the memory like that old Logitech watch with the calculator on it.
She a high level tablet, man. Y'all believe me?
Nah, y'all got about 70 tabs open. Somebody, I'm running slow. You running slow. It's 70 fucking tabs open. God damn.
That's true.
We started 10 years.
I'm mad. That was my browser like 2 days ago. I was like, damn, why my phone running slow? And I looked at it, like 17 tabs.
And you ain't restarted me in 10 years.
10 years.
Okay. Yes, I'm struggling. Okay, but I'm still the database.
So you thought protect was cute. Provide you have issue with.
Provide,
because
I have issues
you
with
provide your own.
And
then peace. And peace. What's peace?
Peace is,
like you said, you was gonna come kick our stuff over.
It's a cute notion.
Okay.
It's a cute notion. I feel like most men mean disruption free. Environmental peace. I feel like a lot of men are talking about environmental peace. What I heard you saying, Rashawn, was more of like mental peace. Don't disturb my mental peace. Like, don't
addition. I know life is gonna get me. Life is gonna get me.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Like, don't add 2 life. Like, I don't need 2 enemies.
That's like I'm triggered a little bit. I'm triggered a little bit.
Let's talk about it.
Even to the point where we're going to have our own things, not like life, not even just life getting me. Like, we're going to have our built-in
natural stuff
that we
want. This, I want that. The temperature.
That was my issue.
I can't sleep. I gotta when it's. I want to sleep cold. You probably gonna want it hot. It's gonna be all. That's what I mean by life. That's all right.
Go out of your way finding something.
Yes,
life is another human. Test already.
Yes. Don't go testing the waters. Don't try to Don't. It's a.
Now let's get to testing the waters though.
No. Like, That's the thing about it. That's no. That's no. Here's the point though. Remember we was talking about annoying, not problematic.
I mean,
that's where you test the waters at. You test the waters on being annoying. You test the waters.
Would you love me if I was a worm?
Just right.
Be annoying.
Right.
Don't break my PlayStation. Just kind of like
I'm playing the game. You leaning on me, knowing I can't get my arm up.
Annoying. I mean, like high level annoying is family. You can come up and flick the tip of my nose. I don't give. I
want to sit on your lap while you game.
Just ask me the most dumbest questions. Yeah. Like that's where you probably can focus that whole thing that you want to do when the problem. Because when the problem presents itself, I think we experience the compound of problem, because with the archetype you're talking about, there's also a fallback on looking at responsibility.
Well, right? You talking about a traditional set?
Right. In the traditional set, I'm a little different. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, because I understand where you're coming from, and I had a theory for your provide thing.
Let's go.
It don't exist.
No, I would look at it like I think the issue comes in is that you're 100% right. And men do try to monopolize the idea of being provider and protector because we try to take it literally. We try to take it literally.
That's all you got.
Right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? No, we just try to take it literally. That's not all we got. We just try to take that literally.
As far as concepts, like ownership. The ownership, like as far as concepts, the only thing that the men own is providing and protecting. Like as far as, that's what I meant. That's what I meant.
Okay, I got you. But in reality,
killing spiders,
women provide and protect.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, for their own things, and
probably literally more than we do.
Yeah. So when I can fully understand the issue about hearing that and reacting to a way that make you sound like, well, what the fuck am I doing?
What I've been doing.
Right. What the fuck am I doing?
What I've been doing.
Right. So like, dude, right. What's the Medea? Do he see me?
No, actually.
Do you see us?
The crux of it, you don't actually exist. If you like, I'm telling you, listen to some of these traditional men say what their perfect life is, and there's not really a specific human necessary to it. It's just insert bot.
Yeah. It's like it's crazy. It's like the example that Dr. Bryant used, and yes, I'll give her credit on this one. She uses example for women. No, I'm not. I'm too close to these ribbons. She used the example. She was talking to Cam. She used the example about women. Now put it up there for the sake of everything. Just put it up there. Right. Let's keep the vibes going. She was talking to women, and she said that women enter relationships with a built-in idea. Yeah. And they'll insert anybody in there who will just accommodate those. And I think that on the far end, that's basically how men are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they don't care who provides that sex, silence, and sandwich.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. It can be anybody. It can be any woman who's willing to do it.
Right.
A lot of times that's what it is. It's the first person that was willing to do it.
Yeah, it's not anything specific to your uniqueness or your unique trait.
Yeah.
Right.
A lot of times, I don't even think there's an assessment of if you'll actually be good at it. I've seen a lot of men who pick wives who ain't even good at what they say they want.
Just willing.
Yeah, just willing.
Yep.
But to the other side, if you're willing, then you also willing to learn.
Nah, I wouldn't say that. That's a dangerous assumption, and that's how we.
Yeah, that's a bad assumption.
The shit we
that's
talk
how we.
About.
We know.
But that's what we do.
We know it's an assumption. I don't think
it's a bad assumption. That's
what a lot of them dudes think, that if they willing to do that, they will learn, and that's not necessarily the case, because you might be imposing something on them that they weren't prepared for. I know Bree was saying it. I ain't trying to steal your thunder, but it was like men present plans. Men present plans that don't take their partner
into account.
Yeah. Like when you get into that mode, it's just like, all right, well, this is what we got to do. This is what we gonna do. You gonna do this? What I'm gonna do?
You cook, you take care of the kids, you pay the bills. You know, you do all that housewife stuff. You do all that stuff.
Yeah.
And they don't even consider if she actually good at it. And a lot of times, her task list just becomes shit they don't want to do because they provide, which means go to work.
Yeah, that sucks.
And then they get to come home and have their peace, which means no disruptions. So
yeah,
what do these niggas do?
Hey,
chat, let me know. To have the kind of tradition men want nowadays, they need to hire a secretary, maid, nanny, in addition to finding a wife. They watch too many movies and fried their brains. And I think a lot of women are willing. Like, if a man is, I think most people, because most women assume they're gonna work. So if they get with a man and then they as a couple decide she's gonna stay home and he's gonna work, I think most women take on a lot of those tasks. Just logically, it's like, you're going to work, I'm staying home, I have the time, I'm gonna take on all these tasks. I mean, most people at least come to that conclusion. Now, is it gonna be executed well? Whole nother
they never done it. Never done it.
Whole nother issue. Is it gonna overwhelm them? Whole nother issue. Is he not just gonna go into tap out mode and just go to work and come home?
I'm paying all the bills. You're supposed to handle all the house.
And don't come to me with your emotional shit either. It's stressing me out. I want my peace.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Life's already hard enough. You're adding to it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was petty. That was petty. That was petty.
I've heard a lot of
that
say that. I've heard a lot of
petty.
say that. Not just you.
That was petty. That was petty.
But I hear it ain't even a big deal. Why are you bringing this up? That's my band voice. It's not even a big deal.
Why are you bringing this up?
This isn't even worth arguing over.
I mean,
to you,
sometimes that's true.
I brought the argument.
But sometimes that's
true. Yeah.
Sometimes people can bring an argument that's not worth arguing about. Like that's the thing.
That's what I think. But Brother Rashawn, I think that's why the art of carrying on is important. Like, you got to learn how to carry on with your lady sometimes.
To a degree.
Yeah, I mean, right. No, it's not right. It's never right. It's gotta. We talking about just approaching the line of people pleasing.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? Because it's a part of relationship that we tend to kind of want to get over or act like doesn't need to exist because everybody's so prideful in the way that they handle themselves and self-control. Guess what, people? In relationships, you need reassurance. Sometimes
you need reassurance.
You need comfort.
You need to be able, like, life is, I think people need to understand when they're overwhelmed. And I think relationships are actually overwhelming to a lot of people. They don't realize it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are too prideful I don't know if people are too prideful. One thing I respect about Rashawn is he's like, relationships are fucking overwhelming for me. I will not do it. I respect that because it's a lot of men who are like that though, and they're much too overwhelmed by the lives they built a lot of times. Maybe they cool with just a girlfriend, but then you want to have kids and shit. Now you want more kids. Like, it's so many men who just have in their mind how many kids they want. And they, just like mothers get overwhelmed after they already in the shit, talking about motherhood is traumatizing. Fathers are definitely traumatized by fatherhood.
Yep, absolutely.
They be
and I would say partnership. And partnership.
It's overwhelming.
Yeah. Once you start living with a woman,
it's overwhelming. He said, why y'all dragging me like
what's that song? There's that song. I feel like it was I got nothing but love for it's some Father MC or somebody. I got nothing but part-time in me. I got nothing but part-time left. If any woman that wanted anything to do with me, I got nothing but part-time left. That's it.
Can we need to let people start saying that, because a lot of shit is not, people ain't asking for too much a lot of times. A lot of times it's just overwhelming. You spazzing out because you just can't
2 to 4 hours a day. 2 to 4 hours a day is the most you're gonna get out of me in a relationship. I
grew up in that traditional kind of thing. That's how it works. The man just works and drinks and drinks and works. And it's like, it's not like the movies. Reality isn't a movie. Honestly, I've been wondering a lot of times if a lot of the things people hate about, I've come to the conclusion that no one's stronger than a dynamic. No one's special enough to beat the dynamic. You can't beat the house. It's like
you can't beat the house. Thank you.
Can't beat the house.
Nobody beats the house.
Some people think, oh, I'm gonna get in a traditional setup and I'm not gonna do the same shit. You know, lately I've been saying successful outcome for a traditional marriage: divorce at 40, infidelity, and kids with dark triad traits.
That's it.
Hey,
that's the best you're gonna get.
Hey,
that's the outcome. That's success.
That's the outcome.
We need to start calling that a successful traditional marriage.
That's just
what is success?
Average. That's just average.
Success, though. Success is what is the model's outcome. Now, if we say what they think they're doing, it's a fail. But if we orient to what is the outcome of traditional marriage, and I mean that's across the board. I'm pretty. Or you stay together and y'all just hate each other. I mean, that's also one. I ain't really seen too many other outcomes. Have we?
I have not.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little resentment. Hold on, y'all.
A little resentment? What about 20 years?
Right.
That's a lot.
Come on, man. 12 years of slave inside your own house, man. Come on.
If the machine's fucked up, adding a different kind of oil isn't gonna make it run good.
It's not gonna make it run good.
It's fucked up. The setup is fucked up.
It is.
And why do we get these dark triad children and people who are deceitful and don't trust each other and resent each other?
It's too rigid. The model is too rigid.
Yeah. It doesn't leave room for the humanity of the people involved. Honestly. When you think about a division of tasks, it's really good with division of tasks.
Oh yeah.
That's it.
That's a great way. That's the assembly line, which is where the traditional marriage flourished. Was when we were in that assembly line economy. Like that was the lifestyle. That's what everybody's like our grandpas. Okay, they went to the factory jobs and came home and they had them traditional marriages and they had them outside families.
They was working crazy hours too.
Yeah, or crazy hours and wanted to go drink. Had a second family, third family. So I mean, but also those women didn't complain about it. They dealt with it because there was a stability that was provided. Well, our economy does not allow one job to provide stability anymore, unless you're really high up. So, it's a different world. We can't have traditional relationships.
You can have kind of a more traditional setup to some degree, but like you said, a lot of the mindset that went along with it was just because of it. Like the fact that a man who works from sun up to sundown could even maintain 3 families just tells you that emotional load was not a thing.
Yeah.
He didn't even have no time for one family. So this nigga had 3. So having a family for a man just meant some people, a woman who was loyal to you and had your kids. To me, that's what a family meant. Man.
That's what it meant.
Having a family for a man back then was just women he fucked, had kids with.
Man.
And pay bills for.
And low key, it's not even just like for him. Like, cause sometimes them women had some other babies. You know, the little light skinned baby pop out, the little dark skinned baby pop out. Like that'd be that baby that would get claimed by that dad.
Yeah. So he was claiming the kids. They had his name.
Yeah. It was a household. It was just a household. It was a household dysfunction. Kept it running no matter what. That's what the family was.
So is requesting emotionality as part of a relationship?
It's too much. It's too much. You asking a lot.
That's why y'all try to go back to tradition. Y'all can't handle it.
Can't handle it. Or we can handle the romantic. We can be a romantic.
No, y'all
but that's about all you get.
Y'all can't.
Then that's all you get. We can't.
Men can do a very basic level. Y'all can do very surface level romance. Y'all really good at it at first.
You trying to tell me exactly? We're really good at it. So there you go. We're really good at it. Stop it at first.
Still surface.
Of course.
Yeah, a lot of married men are romantic.
Why would we be? Because we're no longer at the surface. You can't marry at the surface. You can't marry at the surface. But we could be romantic. We could stay at a surface level relationship, but you can't get married. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so like romance doesn't exist beyond surface level, just like for a lot of married men in traditional setups. Conversation doesn't exist past surface level. Once you're married to the woman for a couple years, men will say ain't nothing to talk about.
I mean, with you, there's nothing to talk about.
Exactly, with her. So I'm talking about with the woman, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I mean.
With a specific woman, we can go talk to another woman. Just fine.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So that means there's a skill set that only delves so far. It's only for surface, very short term. When you're talking about long term, deeper connection, that's a no-go.
because it's driven by desire. It's a desire-driven thing, which is your desire is going to change if you go deeper. It takes more than desire to get you deeper into a person. Pause.
What it takes?
I would say it takes.
You have to be naturally curious, I would think.
I wouldn't even say naturally curious. Like you have to have a reason beyond desire, because desire will get you through the surface. But because once you analogizing this to the ocean, the deeper you get to a person, the more pressure there is, because that person has vulnerabilities that they need to protect. So they're going to exert a lot of pressure to keep you from their most vulnerable places. Right. So because there's so much pressure there, it has to be more than just desire, because there's no want for me to overcome your lifetime of learned barriers and protective mechanisms. There's no amount of desire that can make me want to overcome all that.
So it would have to be a natural desire the person.
It has to be something else. Like it has to be like I don't even know about natural. It has to be I feel connected to you in some way, that I'm not going to leave you while I plunge these depths. You know what I'm saying? That's more than just desire. That's like I have to feel connected.
It's a desire for connection. Yeah, I think because that's what a lot of women are talking, like a desire for connection. It's a lot of men will say, "Why do you need that? Why do we need to go any deeper than what we doing?" Like, I know you good enough. You know me good enough. We don't need to go deeper.
Yeah.
But the woman saying, like, I desire connection for you, and it's lower than where we are. I have to go farther to get that connection, that intimate connection that I want.
Yeah.
But a lot of men be like, we good up here where the sunlight can still hit the coral reef.
I mean, life sunlight's good. Sunlight's good.
I'm trying to go down there where them weird fish be at with the lights.
And sometimes that's a problem, though, because sometimes that can crush you.
It's always a problem. It's always a problem to the person who don't want me to go there. It's always a problem. I'm okay with being crushed.
I mean, until you're crushed. See, that's the problem. Okay, here's the problem with men and women. This is where the protection come in. For some reason, y'all don't have the natural limits that stop y'all from going too far.
No,
y'all get lost in stuff.
Not mentally or emotionally. Yeah.
Mentally, y'all have no range. There's no level of enoughness for a lot of y'all, and that's where we come.
I always keep saying the same thing.
But here's the thing.
Never enough.
Here's the in tuneness where we need to have. We have the aversion and protective nature, so we want y'all to not go too far, but we also keep people from going far enough because we're restraining. Right. So we stop people from progressing farther, like even with like coaching, like sports, people will get coached out of their natural inclinations and abilities.
Yeah.
Like, no, this is the program, this is a system. Follow the system. But this person may be great, and the person that needs to be some persons need to be great have to outperform the coaching. I can't listen, I can't follow the play. I got to call my own play. I got to call an audible. Greatness always steps outside of the system. And that's something that men have to learn. Sometimes we hold on too tight, but women don't hold on tight enough. Y'all will go too far where it becomes dangerous.
And that's the other thing that I've said to men. I had this conversation, like, and honestly, you don't know. Of course, okay, if your 4 feet is your depth, because you coral reefing out here.
Yeah.
I'm only 6 feet, and you're like, oh, you too deep. This shit is like 50 feet.
Right. That's our problem. That's us. We're too averse.
I've been 50 feet below.
Yeah.
I know what it feels. I'm 100 out of 100 openness. I've been to 50 feet. Okay.
But y'all also won't
I'm not trying to. No, I'm not. And that's the thing. Like, it's a trust thing. Like, it's that because for me specifically, I was having this conversation with my family. Like, I've been to 50 feet. I have no intention on going back to 50 feet. I'm not really even trying to go past 25.
Okay.
Because it fucked up my gear. You ain't been 25 feet.
Yeah.
You telling me I'm going too far because I'm just trying to get to 10.
Yeah.
Because you hang out at 4.
Right.
So sometimes it's that. I'm not asking for 50.
Yeah.
I'm not even asking for 25. I'm just asking for 10.
Both are true. I'm saying the women's reality and the men's reality are both true. And finding the middle ground is the sweet spot.
Yeah.
But it's really hard to know. Like, I've learned this with everything. Everything has a positive and a negative side. Like, what you're saying is true. The women can go deeper a lot of times emotionally than men. Y'all have greater emotional depth. But y'all also can go to a greater emotional depth to your peril.
Yeah.
So it's like, the man, because he doesn't go that deep often or doesn't have the capability of going that deep, will never know when you're being safe or when you're being reckless.
Yeah, he just hang out in the shallow end of the pool.
Exactly, because that's safer for him because he doesn't have the same capacity. He just can't go there, and he can't go there with you. So it's you have to know, one, I can take him only so deep.
Yeah.
But he also has to trust you enough to take him deeper than he's comfortable.
Yeah, so and that's the whole. That if somebody has negative intent,
Mm-hmm.
which most men have negative intent, women's emotionality, just like a lot of women have emotion.
You mean assign negative intent, or we have negative?
I mean, no, y'all have assigned negative intent to women's emotionality, just like a lot of women assign, negative intent to y'all's physicality. Like it's the equal opposite.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of times you're fighting that. I feel like you're fighting. A lot of times I'm fighting you, assuming I'm gonna mind rape you.
Yep.
Yeah, and then we already got
mind rape you.
that brain ditty shit was funny. It's shit
not funny.
It's true though.
But it's true though. But that's the thing about it though.
He said
that's where it crosses the line, because this is your partner, so you almost have to be willing to get your brain diddled a little bit.
How you not willing to open up the shop? To the degree in which I'm trying to mind diddle you trying to fuck me.
Yeah.
Let's just treat it as the same. Like women need to mind fuck, and y'all need to fuck.
Yeah. Yep.
How would you feel if I literally and that's what they be like, oh no, you don't have a right to this. No, I'm not gonna let you go any further. Okay, because if I said that shit to you, you'll be like, okay then, but if I go find it somewhere else, don't be mad.
Exactly. I mean, but a lot of people say that. Like, no, literally,
exactly.
Y'all, a lot of women say, well, it's my body. I ain't got to. Well, okay, cool. I'm gonna go find it somewhere. So I think dudes also understand, and I'm not trying to be funny. I've heard this. Yeah. A lot of dudes actually encourage y'all to go get your mind diddled somewhere else.
Just not by another man.
Yeah, not by another man. A lot of times, they want you to figure out some
other way
to get it diddled.
What if she don't want her mind diddled by a woman?
I mean, read a book.
Read
a book.
Watch a porn, right?
Yeah, do whatever you gotta do.
Watch a porn.
Go get 50 Shades of Grey. Go get your mind diddled by a book.
But I think closer to Rashawn's thing, there's been things provided to women that do kind of do that for you. Like,
but what if it's fucked up?
Like,
let's just hold on, but let's be for real, because it's kind of like. It's kind of, yes, women have had to find those outside channels all this time. Yeah. But that's fucked up. If we really just take it like, let's just pretend that mental diddling is just as important to her with the person she's with as sex is to the person you're with. So what's the point of me being here if I'm going to go outsource the fucking thing that I really want the most?
That's what men have been saying. I mean.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I get you.
And I agree with men when they say that. I'm not one of those people that feel like it's cool for a wife. If you're in a sexless marriage, there's definitely a problem.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, so I'm with you. I'm 100%. It's not cool. But a lot of dudes don't really trust y'all. And for good reason.
And that's the same as a lot of women don't trust men for good reason. But once again, it lands the same way as how it feels if a woman were to say she married a man, but she just don't trust him fully, and so she can never open up to him, And a lot of people do that. I think that's normal. I think a lot of people do that, but I think it's fucked up.
Far more normal. It is, but that's the reality. Like our reality is fucked up. Like literally, where most people don't even I'm gonna borrow some language from IG. Most heterosexual couples are not even. They're not same sex. They're opposite sex attracted, but they're not opposite sex loving. Yeah. So like a man, they're attracted to women, but they don't love women. Yeah. So and vice versa, women. A lot of women are attracted to men, but they don't love men. Like they don't have that.
But they ain't trying to get mind diddled. They only want to get mind diddled.
By the same sex. Yeah, I don't think that. Yeah, then that's something different. Yeah.
So what we call it?
I don't know. I don't have a word for it. I even asked IG. I'm like, what's
mental homosexuals? Mental homosexuals.
Hey, that language I just got was what I got from IG. We don't have a perfect word. There's no perfect word for it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I had a conversation with someone, and they at the crossroads, and We had this conversation in the back about mind diddying, mind freak offs. And Yellow always talks about this, about women crossing emotional boundaries.
All the time.
We had that conversation not too long ago about Diddy, and we had the spectrum of consent.
Yeah.
So I think it's helpful. I mean, it's useful to pretend that spectrum of consent as a woman. See, applying that spectrum of consent to a man's emotionality, I think was useful.
Yes.
Because I think it was like consent, cooperation, compliance, coercion, force. I think it was like that was the thing. Who brings baby oil to a mind freak off? Me. I'm gonna get what I came for. Take that.
Is this it? Let me see if this
he
is
said me to a mental freak off.
Yeah.
So the example was a lot of men are saying no. Yeah, a lot of men are saying, when you start to talk about emotions, getting into his emotions, vulnerability, trying to understand what's going on inside his mind. A lot of men are not anywhere on this left side of the arrow of consent.
Yeah, we're definitely on compliance or coercion. I don't want to, or I hate this.
Yeah, I was going to say it's compliance or up.
Coercion or his compliance or up.
Yeah,
no man is cooperating. Y'all aren't cooperating. Y'all aren't consenting.
The average man definitely is cooperation and up.
So then a lot of times, like you talk about women who don't listen to their partner's boundaries. It is very hard to listen to your partner's emotional boundaries when the boundary is emotion.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. So you kind of train your partner to have to learn how to get it another way.
I mean, that's messed up. That sounds bad, Brie.
That's fair though.
I mean, it's fair, but it's bad.
So what else they supposed to do?
It is though. It is.
I mean, get it another way. Come on, listen. They gotta get it another way.
Baby oil. I'm getting the horse tranquilizer.
If they ain't gonna give it to you, Yella, you gotta get it another way.
It is though, and I think that's kind of a thing that pisses me off, not only with men but with women as well when they speak about that, right? Because the type of nigga that Bree talking about also ain't the type of nigga that is the ideal motherfucker that people is talking about on the internet. That nigga that's willing to meet you at what's the other one?
Compliance or cooperation?
The one just before compliance.
Cooperation.
Right. The dude who willing to meet you at cooperation or consent, he gonna be too far connected with his emotion. Yeah. No, real
That's
shit.
what they say online. That's what I'm saying.
Real
like
shit.
They will call that man.
He's sassy.
They call him sassy. Yeah.
He's sassy because you want to know why? The only thing that gets you, and look, I ain't trying to be like that, but I think this is my problem because I've been approached like that. The only reason a man can get like that is because he's able to verbalize.
Yeah,
he's able to say that shit.
Yeah.
He able to put it in words.
He can give full consent if he can give it into words. Yep.
Right. He can put it in words.
Willingly
That's
give
what
it to
fucked
you.
him up.
He'll willingly give it to you, which is consent.
Yeah. That'll fuck them up too. Cause then that's when you willing to let it go and let it go and let it go. Yeah. And that's kind of where I'm at. What up, Hanifa?
Hey, Hanifa.
Yeah, Hanifa.
I do like that though, because what does emotional consent look like from a man? It would be him just verbalizing his emotions to you, or whatever he wants to verbalize, or whatever you're asking. That's what consent emotionally would look like. He would share it. He would just share it with you.
Yeah. Or if you ask,
he'll share it.
He'll immediately, without hesitation.
Yeah.
I had to count. And it's funny because we was talking about like how far out a woman will go or how deep she try to go, and I've always kind of looked at it as space. Y'all know I'm the opposite. Instead of like the depth, I like space, like the deep in the space, right?
Right.
And I always kind of look at myself as like the middle of a tether, back to Earth. So it's like Earth,
the center of a tether,
then me,
okay,
then her,
okay,
right,
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
You're the middleman. You in
right,
right,
because I need to be able to meet her on her level and get back to where it makes me comfortable.
You tell
Right, no, because it allows me
Grounding.
to
You the
do a
man.
lot of things. It
Right.
allows me to do a lot of things. One, it allows me to be the connection back to Earth.
Reality. Okay.
Grounded, right?
Yep.
It also allows me to give her the freedom to reach as far as she wants to reach by herself. By herself. Yeah. By herself. So I don't have to go that far. I just need to be the tether back. I need to be somewhere for her to reach back.
Yeah.
Stay connected.
But y'all both up there though.
Right. And that's the third
where the
part.
danger is, because
That's
sometimes
the third
y'all
part.
lose that tether
I
to
need
Earth.
to be able to go out there to where she's at. That's part of the tether too. Like I can always extend mine.
But the downfall of the relationship is when your tether gets disconnected from Earth. Y'all both out there.
Yeah.
Because she tethered to you. You said you in the middle. She tethered to you. You tethered to Earth. So if you get disconnected, she has no ability to ground y'all.
Yeah.
Right.
Or herself.
Right.
Yeah, it's a lot of trust.
That's a lot of trust.
I mean, shit.
That's a lot of pressure too.
Ain't that the name of the game? Ain't that what we talking about?
I mean, that's not that's a lot of pressure.
Interstellar or whatever was that? There was that one. I can't remember her face, but like this, if you need to go out to get her because she's gone too far, it might be beyond your capacity. Like that happens.
And that happens.
That's the
gravity.
Yeah.
That's like so you can get lost out there too, just trying to bring her.
Meet her where she
like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you said, she can go out as far as she wants, but sometimes going out as far as you want, it may go past your partner's capacity to reach you. Like
no, that's what I'm saying. As far as she needs to go. That's what I'm saying. See, that's the thing though. You established that. You gotta establish that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So I think
how far do you need to go?
So your model is like, from what I heard, the Earth, you're tethered to the Earth, she's tethered to you, which allows her to go farther. You can go out and get her, but you can bring her back. So in my setup, I'm tethered to Earth, he tethered to Earth. My tether is just farther. But see, he's not on my tether at all. We on our own lines. When I'm at his level, we can dap up. But sometimes I be out there and King be like, hey, you out of the gravitational, you out of the atmosphere. I would say King like to hang out in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
I be outside. Now, when I go past the atmosphere, he be like, ain't no oxygen out there at all. I'm not coming. You got to come back down here if you trying to dap up with me. I'm not coming at all. Like he's like, no.
Got you.
Yeah.
I get that.
So that's kind of our setup more so. We ain't tethered to each other, but it's just our lines are very different.
Mutual tethers.
Yeah, we both got our own tether. So I mean, that's interesting though, because I do think there's some couples, like I know other couples who are more like Yella, like she tethered to him, he tethered to the Earth.
Yeah.
Right, because I'm thinking like I'm thinking, if not saying it like that, but if our lives are that separate where we need our own tethers to what we doing.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I get the individuality, but like I'm saying, if we're doing what we talking about together, then to me, it seems like we should be on the same thing.
Yeah, and for me, you meet at the atmosphere. Like my option is to come down to the atmosphere where he is so we can hang out. But we still have our own separate tethers. I think for me, that's what sharing a life with someone means. Like you kind of supposed to meet them where they are and y'all hang out in that space and create a shared reality. But like I said, a lot of times the men are just like not refusing to go past their normal zone of comfort.
Yeah.
To meet anything.
Yella's version for me feels more like the traditional setup.
A more codependent.
Like
not
it's
in
like
a negative way.
The God man wife. It's like, okay, like earth man wife. You know, like it feels like the same bridge. Same I'm the bridge to the source. Yeah. And you come to me to reach the source. Right. You know, it feels like that traditional setup emotionally.
And that's why I think a lot of couples are actually that way. And it's a more codependent thing, like most people would say. Yeah. But I do think the traditional setup is very codependent by its nature. Yeah. So I don't think that's actually off base at all. Like versus an interdependent one.
Right. I mean, either way, it's functioning together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the idea.
But a lot of men block women, though. I'm just saying, like you say, you respect a man's boundaries. I don't.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that? I got lost.
I said like Yellow said like when he's talking about the tether and emotional length, and he was like, oh, you respect his emotional boundaries, and I said I don't.
Oh, okay.
I don't think most women, if you're dealing with stop calling me that. But most men are the way I'm talking about, where they ain't trying to come out the shallow side of the pool at all. I mean, and it's almost to the degree of not like I be in the shallow side at all. It's like, you met me kind of out in the 6 feet side of the pool. You seen me over there.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of came out, in the dating phase to the 6 feet. I mean, you like tall enough, so you don't really even have to swim. So you came out to get me, because I was never in the shallow side. I was just over here. I came up a little. I came out the deep side and came up, hanging out 6 feet. You come out there to get me, and then you settle into, because of life demands, work demands. You just like decide you're gonna go back to the 3 feet side and just, I'm just gonna stay here now. That's what men do. Then y'all wonder why y'all get diddled.
Listen, don't diddle. Swiper,
You're
no
getting
swiping.
emotionally, like Rashawn said. This is what y'all do. You
now,
have the house.
Now, Bree, here's what I don't like. This is stuff I don't like. We get on stream and you want to keep giving me credit for this. Don't keep giving me credit for this.
No, I'm not giving you credit for that. I'm giving you credit for this analogy.
Don't say like Rashawn said. Nope.
That I'm about to use. You gave me this analogy of the house. You gave me an analogy of the house.
Was it a good one? Let me see if it's good for you.
It was a good one.
Go in the back and tell me. Say it. And if it's good, you can say it on stream and say it was me. But if it was bad, you got to say credit for it. It wasn't bad.
It was great. But go ahead.
Go ahead. Let's go. But go ahead.
I'm talking about the house. Like if you're a house and your emotions are in the house. They're a thing inside of your house. Everybody is their own house. Right, yeah. And you're saying that you're asking me to go get something from the house. But when I say, okay, give me the key, you say no. So what am I supposed to do? What would you do, Yella?
Not have separate houses.
No,
everybody gets a key.
I'm just saying, like, just each person is their own.
The house is
my emotions are not your emotions. Yeah, the house is a person. We're all individual people. So your emotions are your emotions. I can't know your thoughts unless you share them with me. So in that way, your emotions are in your house. You can share them with me. So if you tell me to get something out of your house, or I need something out of your house, and you say but if you won't give me the key,
then there's nothing.
There's nothing.
There's nothing. Then you can't do nothing. Did you see the there's this thing us like a Google something where you can automate your doors so where your neighbor can get access to your house?
Yeah. But if they refuse to give you access to the house, then what? You just don't go get it.
What's on the inside.
But they ask you to get. You
for the relationship.
Sounds kind of dumb for that person not to have their own key then.
Right, you gonna get them a key.
That's a great point. In a relationship, shouldn't somebody have access to your?
If you decide to be with somebody, shouldn't they have a key?
Or at least a shared space where they have some access.
That's why I use the single tether. We can't talk about access to each other on separate tethers.
Well, I think I'm just saying if you remove it from that and just say bodies, because even in a marriage, let's just take it out of that and say sex. Yeah. Ultimately, she has her own body and you have yours, and y'all sharing that together.
Yes.
So in that way, it's the same emotionally. Like, yes, we do choose to share, but we can never merge into one person. I'm never going to be you and you're never going to be me.
That's not. Right. I'm not talking about merging into one person. When I say we should be sharing one place, then I mean like storage wise. You can have your emotions over there and they're tagged.
Right. There's access to space.
So instead of asking you for the key, I have the key.
Yeah.
Of my own.
But there's still access.
You have the key. Right.
And that's what I'm saying. I think a lot of men are not allowing access at all. If you're gonna tell somebody they don't have a right to your emotions, or they can't pick your brain, or they shouldn't, or I've heard men say this. I've heard men say it's always more. She want too much. She want to know this. You don't have to know that. Just listen to what I say. That's it. We still talking about traditional people, so just try to stay in that frame. That's a very traditional male. Feelings don't matter. You don't need to know all that.
You follow my lead. You don't come asking or making demands.
You're not gonna. She's not safe to come in. So I'm just saying, in that situation, what do you do? Hypothetically, like.
Okay, if you're dealing with a person like that, though, if you're dealing with a dude like that, though, then what are you asking for?
Access.
Like if you're dealing with somebody who baseline is that they don't need none of that shit to survive.
Not to survive. They just don't think it's necessary. It's not beyond survival. They just basically surviving. And they say for survival, you don't need none of that shit. That's what I'm trying to do.
Right. That's what I'm saying. They don't need none of it. Right. It's not pertinent. It's not needed. It's not necessary. It don't have to be done.
And that's the switch
then
up.
What do you, then at some point you're the problem. At some point you become a problem.
Right.
Okay.
Because now you're expecting somebody to do something that they don't have the capacity for, or that they don't, that they not built for, or that they don't want. Now you either becoming the problem.
Yeah.
Because
the person who won't give the key, or the person who
the person who keep asking for the key.
Right.
Yeah.
Like now you becoming a problem. So it's like
the setup is what the setup is.
Right. The setup is what it is.
And that's what I was saying. I think the struggle is a lot of times because of the representative and the performative of the dating phase, or how men feel outside of marriage. A lot of times they don't give off that.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about the slide into that in a traditional setup. As long as you stay out of traditional setup, I don't think it's as much of a problem. But a lot of times when you start to get into that more traditional setup, it's a slide into your granddaddy. I don't know how it happened. I don't know how it happens. I don't know. I think it's the stress of the expectations and the responsibility. That's the only thing I found out, because I don't think it's malicious. Just like a lot of men say women switch up after they get married. Once she had kids, somehow she's just turned into this person who don't give a fuck about none of the stuff that got us together in the first place. So we know the switch ups happen in marriage, and like we know it happens.
And it should be expected to a degree. I think we need to probably talk about that to a point, because like Kilroy's saying, historically speaking, all the fall in love and get married stuff, that's kind of brand new. People marry a lot more for like family building, or like, safety, for provision, like arranged marriages. There was a lot of that in history. So like picking and choosing your own partners on want is relatively new.
Emotion.
So with that case, we should understand that what you want now is not what you're going to want always. So you need a secondary set at the very minimum, at least a secondary set to choose off of, because what you want today is not what you're going to want tomorrow. So want can't be the sole driver on your decision making, or it shouldn't be. Not should all over myself, but
It shouldn't be. You should practically be able to see a life with it. But I think when it devolves into a life of just practicality, it is an issue. And then like if you start to say like, okay, I want some of that energy before, not necessarily the same thing. It's like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Life is all practical now. And it's like a lot of times
it doesn't have to be.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be. But I do feel like that's the slide of a lot of times. Like, but
the practical takes over.
Yeah, because men are overwhelmed by the life of being a provider and having kids and shit. I think they're just as overwhelmed as the women, but it comes off as like tunnel vision of I go to work and come home. Like I feel like that tunnel vision is basically them trying to survive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how do you typically see wives in that situation who are overwhelmed react?
In the situation where she's overwhelmed by family life and marriage and stuff?
Yeah.
How do they typically a lot of times they falling apart. They overwhelmed. Like it depends on the woman's temperament, honestly. Like everybody gonna do it different. I've seen women who just get more emotional and they like lean on their partner more emotionally. I've seen some women who just shut down and get depressed. So I think a lot of how people respond to being overwhelmed is temperament, and I think that's why people don't always notice overwhelmed, because a lot of people see overwhelmed for a woman that's crying in the closet, weeping, and for a man it would be just like blowing up and just going postal. Like, but if people don't do those two things, I think a lot of people aren't realizing that they're overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
You know that, Yella. You heard Tia told you,
right?
You remember Tia told you, she was like, women they get to be emotional and sad, but rage, men have a monopoly on rage. Women aren't allowed to rage. Yella, you remember that? You remember that conversation?
I remember she's stupid. That's all I remember.
Well, right. But I think a lot of people are overwhelmed and they shut down or they avoid. And a lot of people just aren't realizing that they're overwhelmed. I don't think a lot of people realize they're overwhelmed.
Seen no rage. Act like you ain't seen no women rage out. This 2024, bitch. Stop playing.
She always tell women.
Rage, nigga. I was at the station today. I'm at the bus station today.
Here we go.
Bitch is at the station cussing out another bitch talking about fuck you, bitch. I beat your ass and fuck your nigga. Put this good pussy on this. I put this good pussy on that nigga. I'm like,
I was gonna say you see a lot of women rage out to their kids though.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
A lot of overwhelmed moms, like they take it out on their kids and they be raging out and they like very angry with their kids. So I would say that a woman being out, that's her.
Kids take a lot of rage.
Yeah, they get a lot of them.
Because the man, like this goes back to that Nikki Giovanni, James Baldwin thing. Well, like, you know, she was like, you come home and like you're angry, but you smile at the boss, you smile at that person at the job. Like when the man's absent, the kids typically take that rage that the man would have had to absorb. Yeah. So it's bad.
They be overwhelmed. But I don't think people feel like they can say they overwhelmed from their kids.
Yeah, they can't.
But men are clearly avoiding their kids and their wives because they overwhelmed.
You're right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And just trying to use the excuse that I go to work, that's enough.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's not enough.
Yeah. This is what I know how to do. Let me do what I know how to do.
No, nigga.
Well, what else do you want from me? Like, what else do you want from me?
Don't you worry. I got some baby oil in the back. Just lay it down.
No.
I'm going to give it a massage. You need a massage.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
With the baby oil.
You ain't that kind. You ain't that kind.
You need the massage with the baby oil.
But you're going to have to. But here's the thing, though. And here's why I do side with the ladies, though. For those who haven't seen Deadpool and Wolverine, there's something wrong with you. You fucking tripping.
I still ain't seen it. I got to
Oh, my God. Bree, you would love it. You would love
I know.
it.
We wanted to go see it, but we
I can't think of her name. But exactly what you talking about, it's her power. Like, old girls stick her hand in niggas' heads and literally.
The diddler.
Finger in their head and shit.
Yeah, she was powerful.
Yeah, I want that power.
She the villain.
She was crazy.
She the villain.
She the villain?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Oh.
Man, we can watch that shit tonight. That shit cold. We can definitely Discord movie night.
I want that power.
Deadpool.
Let me know.
But yeah, it's the visual. It's crazy because you seeing her fingers literally in the nigga's brain.
Yes. Yeah.
That's y'all worst nightmare.
Yes.
Them niggas look. It's only convenient because a lot of the superheroes was men.
Yeah.
But you only see this with men.
Yeah, that's y'all worst fear. Right.
And they freak out. And they freaking out. She did it with Wolverine. He was freaking out.
Y'all be hiding deep stuff in y'all brains that y'all be trying to hide from us. That's why y'all don't want us to get in there. I'm gonna get it.
I mean, because it's scary.
Take that. Or you don't have to be scared.
But here's the truth. No, we do have to be scared. Like let's be honest on this part too. Yeah. There's a lot of truths about how men truly are that are undesirable to women. So, like, if y'all know about our fears, like, if y'all know that we're scared of things, like, that stuff is a turnoff.
But it still comes out. You know what I mean?
It comes out.
The fear.
It comes out, but there's something about admitting something verbally that changes something in the relationship. Yeah. There's a lot of things like cheating. Y'all be like, I need you to say it. You got to tell me. No, I saw you with so-and-so. I know you cheating. Just tell me. Just tell me. You'll pester somebody for a year about telling you that they cheated, even though you have all the evidence. There's something about an admission that makes everything totally different.
It's real to not only you, but it's now that's the truth because you said it. I've seen it. But I will say a lot of, maybe because I'm a mind diddler, I be seeing it. So I don't know. I'm not one of those people.
You probably don't need it to be admitted.
I don't. I'm not a person who doesn't need it to be.
There's a lot of people that need the evidence is not enough. I need you to admit it for whatever the reason. I'm not sure why people need that. I'm like, if I saw the evidence, I'm good.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't need you to tell me.
And how people behave. I mean, this is gonna sound terrible.
Behaviors.
But one way to get people to say stuff is piss them off. I mean, so you
diddler. That's diddling.
I'm a
That's diddling. You're diddling.
I'm a mind diddler. I'm fine because you're not gonna take my $50 million contract and not cough up my albums. I'm getting my albums. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta lock you in the studio. I gotta lock you in the studio.
Yep.
We're getting our albums.
But that's where you gotta. But that's why I'm mainline angry.
Yeah.
That's why my baseline is angry. Because then I don't really feel like I don't need to have any emotion. Like I don't feel like I don't have to have that emotion.
You kind of free in that space. Like it's You can share. You can share there.
Yeah.
Bree said, "Let me get y'all game. Make them vex." Listen, my mom told me I can't be doing that. No one's special. Okay,
it's not good. It's not good
to you.
No, it's not good. That's not a moral thing. It may have a good outcome because you got what you wanted, but to intentionally make somebody angry just so they reveal this information.
If they would just tell me, they would just tell me.
Again, I'm just calling that that's
different. We not finna have it intentionally triggering somebody with the damn domestic violence.
I didn't say trigger.
Yeah, we not
he
finna.
took it that way. Hold on. Let me clarify.
You can't say angry.
No, let me clarify because you're assuming that, like, no.
I yell at to change the logo.
Let me clarify because I'm not the type. Like most of the time, the people that I want to be
Cynthia G.
The one person most people I want to be close intimately with enough to know anyway.
Right.
Like I've talked about this. I'm a morally great person. Right. I choose to be good to people that I love and I choose to have with me. So I'm not gonna take what your hurt is or vulnerability and throw it in your face. I don't need to do that because usually I'm not trying to. The thing I'm trying to figure out is how to understand what you want from me usually. So if I trigger you and make you blow up, if I throw some shit in your face that triggers you to the point where you're seeing red, I'm not going to get the information I want anyway. You're going to blow up. So there's only so much. Like there's triggering someone where they're seeing red. You're not going to get what you need. You're just going to get someone blowing up. But people, if you can push people past, like if you elicit a lot of times, like even in marketing, they say that you elicit emotional response from people, you get more sometimes. So a lot of times, for instance, with my husband who likes to hang out in 3 feet of water, okay, I might have to yeet that nigga into the 5 feet. He ain't gonna drown.
So he starts splashing around.
He just splash a little bit, but he's 6
his
feet
feet
tall.
touch.
He can stand
his feet touch the bottom. Yeah,
he got like a foot above him,
Yeah.
So,
but for that first couple minutes,
he be a little irritated. Yeah, he be mad. Yeah. Like, why you push me in the 5 feet?
Why'd you do that? Yeah. Why'd you do that?
Stand up. It's like that Robin Hood Man in Tights thing where he fell into the water and he was splashing around. He was like, nigga, you is huge. Get up.
Right.
Stand up.
Okay? Stand up. So I'm saying, like, for me, I'm not going to trigger somebody because it was not useful because I'm usually trying to get information. It's not useful to trigger people to the point of raging out.
The word for you, trigger, you've added the connotation up to the point of raging out, which is not what we did at all.
Right.
So you've added something which was not a part of the conversation. Just want you to be aware, diddler.
Okay, that's
of what you're doing, diddler. Yeah. Trigger is just like what you said. I'm throwing you in an uncomfortable space to get a reaction. That's called triggering.
Is it?
Not to the point of rage. Yeah, exactly. Yes, that's exactly what triggering is.
Okay. I'm willing to accept that. I know trigger usually has a connotation of like you're triggering their like worst things or their like trauma or something like that.
Yeah. You put them in 5 feet of water and they thought they were going to drown.
I mean, it right, and it is, and that's kind of going back to my point about like not really respecting
boundaries.
Oh yeah, I can't if your boundary is emotion, and that's why I'm honest with that.
Right.
I'm honest about
that.
But
that's the thing though. Like that's the thing though. The idea is that triggering somebody. Okay, you don't get to trigger a man and dictate how he reacts to it.
No, you don't.
Right. So if he shut down, you also don't get what you want.
Yes.
If he rage out and yeet you through a wall,
you don't get what you want.
Definitely don't get what you
want.
Right. So I think there's a thing of when you see that there's already a block.
Yeah.
And that's a weird thing about how the perspective of the world of men is.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, we thought, oh, man in trouble, let's give him something difficult to do. And that'll help him overcome him being in trouble.
It's probably not going to help. him.
He's comfortable in 3 feet. Let's throw him in 5 feet.
Yeah, he's comfortable in 3 feet. So it's not for him to be more comfortable. There is a science.
Right.
But it's really you trial and error. I'm not out here pretending that it's safe. I'm not gonna tell a woman it's safe. I've dated men who blow up and they are very angry people. So if you do that shit to them, they gonna wild out. Like, I'm not saying it's safe. I'm not saying you can control how someone reacts.
Right.
It's very important to me that my partners aren't the type that blow up because I know myself. I'm
just gonna say don't.
She needs somebody she can diddle.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say don't.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna say
it's a
don't.
temperament.
Because even at a certain level, just don't. Because
I get people who stonewall. Like, they'll stonewall. You can't get anything after they stonewall. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can't. If someone stonewalls you, you're out. You're locked out. You're cold.
I hear you.
So, I mean, at that point, it's also realizing when you're at the limit too. Like, if he stonewalls me, he glazes over in the conversation. He's gone. He's gone. Like, yes, I would like to get more information, but I can't. So I already know that. So I'm not gonna push past you stonewalling me.
The Science of Triggering by Brie.
Yeah. Man, when somebody stonewalls you outside in the cold. Like, that's it.
I would like to
when
think
someone
that
says they're done, they're done. If he gets up and walks away, he's done. I'm not gonna chase him. I'm not gonna keep following him. If he says he's done with the conversation, we're done. If he shuts down and says, I don't want to say anything else, we're done. I'm not gonna push him beyond that. So yes, I respect his boundaries.
You have safety parameters.
Yes, there are parameters. Right, there are certain hard boundaries.
You're not respecting his boundaries, but you are.
No, like, there are hard boundaries he has that I will not pass. Yeah. Absolutely. But for someone who doesn't, like,
I'm thinking payday.
Right. It's like one of those people who, like, if you say we need to talk, you can see their whole
body language change.
Their whole body language change.
Yeah.
May actually say, I don't want to have a conversation. Like, can we not do this? May actually put up barriers, soft barriers to, like, I don't want to have this conversation ever.
Right.
At all.
Is there a better
is there a better time to have it? Not really.
Right. Because they don't ever want to have it.
I don't ever want to have it.
Yeah.
Is there a good time to have it? Never. Because if I'm working, I'm stressed from work. On my off days, I want to just decompress.
Yes.
If you're that type of person, you can't expect me to listen to your soft boundary. I just can't, or I would never say anything. I would never have the conversations I need to have.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So yes,
I agree.
You train
Sometimes
me
you have to violate a boundary.
You train me to violate your soft boundaries. I would prefer not to have to do that. I prefer to come to you.
Bree, can we quit calling it a soft boundary? You're determining somebody else's boundary as soft. Can we just call it a boundary that you're choosing to violate because of a need?
Oh yeah, okay. That's
I just want to know if we can not word magic that, because like he's saying, I don't want to do this thing.
Oh yeah, I've already said I'm gonna take that. I'm fine with it.
Right. I just want to. I mean, for the listening audience, because this person saying,
this is better. I like this.
Yeah, I hate this, but I can't say no. That means you're diddling. You're in the point of coercion. So you're calling it a soft boundary, but you're just coercing.
No, see, I'm talking about more into the cooperation part.
Nah, like, I'm talking. I don't ever want to have this conversation. Bro.
No, I'm saying like this. This is how I said it. I said we need to talk. The instant reaction is I don't really want to, but if you really want me to, we can have the conversation. That's the response from the we need to talk. That's the response from the way
when you laid it out. It didn't sound like
I'm just saying because you like mixing the steps together. But then once we get into the conversation, right? We'll start having the conversation and I'll say, this is the thing I'm upset about, right? And it's a negative thing. I'm upset about this negative thing. So you went into the conversation not really wanting to, but if I really wanted to, you was ready to do it. But then like when I present the thing that I'm here about, now it turns into, I hate this, but I can't say no because I already agreed to have the conversation with you.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's typically how the conversation degrades. It's like, I really don't want to have this conversation, but I will, which is compliance. So I don't feel like it's wrong to like, okay, I already know I'm on eggshells. We're already like, your body is already responding to the we need to talk anyway.
Yeah. I just, again, for the sake of being pedantic, Bree.
I'm just basing it off this.
You wanted to have while we need to talk. You said the person's body language changed.
Right.
That's not saying I'm willing to if you want to. That's saying I really don't want to.
But no, it's not like a hard, and that's lost because I have a context in my mind that you don't have.
Yeah, exactly. I can't see. Yeah, but I'm just talking. I'm going with the language that was said. The language that was said did not give, I'll do it if you really want to. Yeah. The body language change and that sudden shift, that drop
because your body language changed.
I hate this. I hate this.
But that's your interpretation of the body language. Because for me, for this person, that body language is literally like it's an expression. It's a stonewalling face, and then it's a I'm gonna get up and walk away. So
yeah. So even what you just said, Bree, what you just said, a stonewalling face, and I will get up and walk away. Exactly. Thank you. That's I hate this.
The stonewalling face, and then I'll get up and walk away as the last two. So I don't know. To me, I can see like a person.
But I'll drop the pedantic now. I'll drop the pedantic now.
I was gonna say because I just feel like I have a context for the person. For you, a certain body language may be a certain thing.
I'm just going off the words. Just going off the words. Okay. That's all I'm going off of. No pictures, just the words.
All right.
I think yellow's triggerness. The logo has
words back up.
Bring the words back up.
I'm trying, but it's not doing it.
Cause see, what I'm seeing is
what? Okay,
what there you go. What I'm seeing is on the good end is that you want consent, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you want them to be like, great, let's talk.
Right. On the bad end though, you start going past coercion. You start fucking around with yellow pill coffee co. Goddamn it, you don't want to get that far down. You don't want to get that far.
No, then that's the part that I say but that's the part I agree with that. That I would say you never push anybody because usually people show you a sign that they're at the coerce. You would have to coerce them past this point. I think you can usually see it on somebody when they're at that point. If you push past that, then you're gonna get red rage, I'm swinging, windmilling, everybody's gonna catch it. That's just in my experience. I just feel like if you push somebody past it, you're gonna get the fight or flight response. You don't want to get that.
Okay.
But each person is different. Yeah, everybody's different.
For sure.
So what that looks like and what it looks like on everybody is gonna be different. And with the windmilling and the fight or flight response, some people fight, some people flight, some people freeze.
And some people fall.
And some people
sucking up to you.
I've dated fighters.
Okay.
I've dated flighters. I married a fighter.
Let's go.
So I'm just gonna leave. Okay. So I mean, I learned. Like early on, like I pushed them too far. I'm out. I'm gonna leave. Yeah. In the middle of your sentence. I don't care.
Jason, good to see you.
So I don't know. I think everybody's different.
I wish I learned flight.
Yeah, you said you didn't learn flight.
I
think my brothers learned flight too, because they're like, I'm never gonna argue with a woman. I'm just gonna leave.
Yeah.
I don't have flight with nobody. that's
yeah. We know. We were talking about. I was talking about it earlier. You're a tank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you feel like you don't have room to flight.
Yeah.
No, I think that. It's by the time I'm pushed because, like I said, I'm a big dude. So people see that boundary that you see, as always too far. The soft boundary is always too far, physically, emotionally, mentally. It's always too far because I'm seeing that's supposed to be able to take it.
I could fight too, but only when I have an advantage. Ain't nobody trying to be out here fighting.
So yeah, that's really why that kind of. That's really why that kind of happened like that. So,
and for some people, I think it's easy to blow past a lot of those really fast.
Oh yeah,
like it can ramp up really fast.
You can't recognize them. Like a lot of people, like what you said about the body language. Most people don't care enough about the person. They care more about whatever they're feeling than the other person's feeling to stop at their body language change. To even be like hesitate, like, hey, was this a good time to even talk to you about this? Or have the awareness to be like, well, every time I broach a tough subject, you kind of back off. But I really need to get some of this resolved. So I have to push past it this time. Maybe I need to facilitate a different way to get to it. You know what I'm saying? So there's all those things are all true. And it's different in each relationship and different, like, depending on the topic. Like what you're bringing up. You might need to bring up different topics, different ways, because not every negative thing is negative in the same way. So some things are way more personal to a person.
Yeah. I mean, and some things are, I mean, for people who are negative, a lot of men are very, once again, I'm talking about you dealing with somebody who's overwhelmed already from life or everything. It's the reality of relationships is when you're living with someone and they're in that space, life doesn't pause.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, I know it sounds terrible, and I know when people have conversations, they like to believe that if someone says no, just leave them alone. But it's like the reality of life is that's not gonna fucking happen.
You know,
and like if the idea of that is too much for you, you probably should not be in a relationship, because you're choosing to combine your life with someone else who's also going through things, and maybe y'all's timing isn't always going to link up and make the most sense for each other. Like maybe I'm at a very low stress point in my life, but you're at a very high stress point in your life. And so the very same thing that would usually not be too much for you is just now too much for you. But it's not gonna be, it's still the same for me. So it's like, that's the reality that I think a lot of conversations, just like when I say people make plans and don't consider the real person in it, that's a lot of the stuff people are bumping heads with. Is like, you're overwhelmed and maybe you are a slower processor. Here's your dryer guy, whatever the fuck that analogy was, but you're a dryer, so it's just taking you a fucking long time to adjust to having kids.
Oh, you mean the washer and the dresser?
The washer and the dresser, whatever.
The washing machine and the dresser? Oh
yeah, you're a dryer, so...
You did not butcher that analogy like that.
I don't get it, so I'm trying.
You're a dryer.
Well, I think he was saying because he's slower processing, so...
I mean, the dryer's fine. It works. Yeah. It's just like the washer. All the clothes go in at once and get processed at once.
Oh, yeah, he's he's the dresser that has one by one. Sorry, okay.
One piece at a time.
So you're the dresser, so it's just taking you a long time to adjust to this, and maybe you don't have anybody you talk to because you're alexithymic. So you're not only not processing the struggles, you're overwhelmed, and you're just not adjusting, and now everything is too much, and it's just like, what do y'all want people to do with it?
So let me ask you this, because this is tough, because I disagree with what you said on this one fundamental point. Yeah. Like, life's not going to stop simply because you're overwhelmed. Absolutely true.
Absolutely true.
And because you are overwhelmed and can't handle a moment, the other person is not going to stop. No, that's where I have the problem at, because I would need a partner that could trust me to know when I can't take another thing. Like, just because you feel like you need to have this thing done now, doesn't mean it's necessary. So, like, this is situational. This is where it gets tough, and general conversations like start losing their equity, because some situations you need to get handled in a timely fashion.
Right.
Some things, people are so selfish that they want to get it done when they feel the pressure. Like, it's over. Like, so that it's hard to know, and there's a lot of trust in that, because it's like, I need to be able to trust my partner to know when I'm just being wimpy.
Yeah.
Like, okay, Rashawn, you're being wimpy. I need you to handle this because it needs to get handled. Versus, I can't take anymore and I'm close to snapping, and Yellow's logo is really big and you're pushing really close to my logo. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to. But it's true. We need to know.
That's what makes relationships hard, because people aren't trusting each other a lot from the jump. And sometimes it's nothing you ever did. It's just people don't know how to trust. And it takes a lot of trust to be able to do that dance, because, and it takes a lot of benefit of the doubt a lot of times. Like, you're talking about being with somebody you've known for 17 years, 15 years, who's watched you in different situations, and they're coming to you saying, hey, like, I need this thing, and not being able to trust that this person hasn't been watching you and observing you.
Yeah.
You know, and just like, and that's what I'm saying. A lot of times conflicts degrade because there are situations where you're saying, like, I've been not saying anything. It's always like, if the person's overwhelmed, they just react. They react. This is not important, blah, blah, blah. And you can't say that. Yeah. Especially if you haven't heard me out. You know what I'm going to say. Oh, you don't know this, or you don't trust that if I'm bringing this to you, that it's important. You don't trust, like, and that's the same thing I've heard men say about instructions. I gave you an instruction and you start asking me a bunch of questions. I gave you an instruction, you start asking me questions. It shows that, and I'm a question asker. So
you're an asshole.
But yes, I'm an asshole. So I've learned that means you don't trust me because you didn't think I thought about all that before I came and gave you the instruction.
Yeah.
So now you asking me all these questions. That means you don't trust my judgment, right? So I've come to understand that that's why the questions behind the instruction are seen as insulting because it's like you don't trust me. Well, it's the same. If I'm like watching you and I'm bringing something that's bothering me, you don't trust that I'm watching your schedule. Right. I'm waiting for this moment to talk to you about it.
And I've experienced you all this time. Nobody knows you as much as I know you.
Right.
You don't trust that I'm seeing something?
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I think a lot of that comes down to trust. And a lot of people just don't trust their partners. Yeah. Sometimes for valid reasons and sometimes for invalid reasons.
That's true. That's true. But it's hard to... The invalid reason and the valid reason are going to feel the exact same to the person that's feeling it.
Exactly.
That's the problem. And you need somebody that you can trust on the outside that can let you know when you're a little off base or that can help you mediate. You need at least one other mind sometimes because, again, valid feelings and invalid feelings are completely the same.
It's hard to come through.
They feel
your
exactly
own
the same.
mind.
The only thing that can ground them are facts, and sometimes the facts can still be misconstrued. Like you were saying,
especially between two people.
Because people create alternative narratives. Like you can frame the same thing, like the glass half full, glass half empty. You can frame it two different ways. You drank half my glass. No, I filled your glass halfway. Which one is true? It's a glass half full. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
and what the intent of the person looking is going to determine which one they gonna see. A glass is half full on the table. Who drank half of my drink?
No, I filled it halfway.
Who poured some water in there? Who poured a cup of water and just left it here?
Yeah.
You know, like
whose glasses is
the intent. How you project intent on people is going to affect how you respond a lot of times to these conflicts in your relationship. Honestly, a lot of people have very neurotic negative skews.
Yeah, that's true.
Of life and even their own partners.
And their own partner. And that sucks, man.
But ain't gonna go nowhere.
Ain't gonna go nowhere because you want somebody. Or because they help
might
pay
love
bills.
The person and still have a negative.
That's true too. That's true too. I think a lot of times it may not. All can be true. But we know a lot of times it really ain't love. A lot of times it be like convenience. Like we're talking about people that are in a dating phase. A lot of times it be convenience. Some level of convenience.
That's true.
But marriage or something, long-term relationships, there's probably some love or attachment. Yeah. But you're right.
Got a lot of stock in the game at that point.
Multiple reasons. Who drank my apple juice? But earlier I interrupted you. When you were going through, you went through peace, you went through provision, you went through protection, peace, provision, protection. But there was another one you were getting ready to start and ask a question about, but I interrupted you. And we went on this whole train system. Comfort. So what is comfort to us?
Yeah, what do men say when they want to be
comfortable? All right. So that means the environment is how I like it and how I know it. It's appealing. So like, there's something I like. There's at least something like, cause I know I've been in a lot of places where the women kind of redecorate, but there's one thing at least that like is comfortable for me, like my chair or my something familiar that speaks to me. Even if it's the one thing. So something that speaks to my history, my predilections, my hobbies, my interests, something that speaks to me gives me comfort. That's the environment. As far as the people in it, maybe like having a level of understanding, like how we do things. Like, do people go in and out often? You know, is the temperature, like all that stuff, like creature comforts, like what are my conveniences, creature comforts, all those things. Who have the proximity? Because again, I remember somebody said it on one of we was talking, and they were talking about they wanted to crawl under their person's skin, and I'm like, that's uncomfortable. Yeah. So Mezzo. And she said that I'm like, that immediately had a visceral reaction in my body. If I'm with somebody, we can be side by side, we can be arm in arm or something, but like I don't want somebody that wants to get so close to like up under me, like so it just so like so.
You don't want to be hot. You don't be hot.
I don't want to be hot. I do not want to be hot. Oh my God. So leave the mattress with the stool next to the floor, or maybe I could even have like a rollaway mat if I don't want to sit on the floor, or a beanbag chair or something. There's something that's going to give me some comfort. I want that, whatever it is. And it doesn't have to be visible. I can bring it out when I'm sitting and put it away if it doesn't fit the space. Because sometimes, dudes, we want something that does not fit the space aesthetically.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
Y'all do.
Yes. I'm willing to put it in the closet.
It's like y'all pissing in the corner.
I always have a chair.
Like, why you want this ugly?
Because it's
comfortable. It's comfortable.
I know. Comfort and aesthetic typically don't go together.
Yeah, having your foods and your snacks available, like all that stuff. It's like feng shui plus aesthetics plus who and when and where. All that stuff breeds comfort and familiarity. Familiarity is deep with comfort.
Okay. Yellow.
What about you, Yellow?
It's basically the same, man.
Like basically the same. Animals.
Yeah, I actually don't think it's too far off from what women expect in comfort.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not too different.
I mean, I don't know. What do you think women? So you think women expect it down to that? I don't know. What y'all think?
Yeah, y'all do. Y'all do be different.
Women come in like, there's no way this is comfortable. We be so rude sometimes. Yeah, I was gonna say we like aesthetics sometimes.
Y'all do like aesthetics. Some of y'all are way more aesthetic than comfort. Like y'all's comfort is in the aesthetic.
That's what I was gonna say. It's less tactile comfort.
Yeah, for some of y'all. But then there's some of y'all that are heavy into familiarity as comfort. Mm-hmm. Like, I know where everything is. Nobody touches this. Nobody sits on this. No, like that. Mm-hmm. I hate that. I hate the sterile purist.
My mother-in-law is that way.
God,
she takes nobody eats on knowing exactly dishes. Where everything is. Yeah, she's definitely we have dishes nobody eat on. I'm like, why they here? What do they do?
God. Exactly. But they want that Martha Holmes Stewart country living type image that nobody's allowed to touch and you can't run through. You got to take your shoes off.
Yeah, they got the living room. Nobody can go in. Take your shoes off.
Yeah, that kind of comfort I can't abide by. But
I never thought of that as a certain type of comfort. I just thought of it as fucking OCD.
Yeah, but that's a comfort. OCD is a comfort. Like even the OCD, like the obsessive, they have to obsess and compulse until their comfort level. I've got to turn this knob 5 times to feel comfortable.
The rituals are to make them comfortable. Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
That is a woman brand of comfort. I always think about Yellow talking about the towels.
Oh, God.
Mm-hmm.
Folding the towels a particular way.
Yeah. Order can be comforting. I mean, I remember Kendra then talking about the socks in the hamper. Like, she hates the socks outside the hamper. It bothered her just thinking about the socks. I'm like, Jesus Christ, it's just a hamper. It's just a hamper. It's just socks. It's just socks. When it's time to do the laundry, they're going to go in the hamper. Man, for real. But I mean, comfort. Yeah, I'm a comfort seeker. But their brands of comfort, like the aesthetic, not really on that.
Yeah, I feel like that's the more feminine brands.
Yeah, I do like stuff to match and attractive. I try as much as I can to make stuff match and be attractive, but it's not the most. It's not my highest order. It's like the lowest, the last one. Everything matching is the last thing on my.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what that works for me. It's just not. It's probably not as far as like feminine. Like now, if you got a cool partner, then y'all can kind of meet in the middle.
What's not cool?
I can remember my. No, I was saying if you got a cool partner at some point, y'all can have fun with that, and that's kind of reaching out a little bit because, nigga, when I was with my son's mom, our first house.
How many you had today?
Nigga, the downstairs was basically Batman shit.
Let's go.
We had a black couch with like the black and gold Batman cover logo, like Batman pillows and shit, like a Batman rug.
Okay, y'all had a bat cave.
Yeah.
A bat cave.
It was for the family. It's a family
bat
cave. It wasn't like a man cave. It was like a family bat cave.
Bat cave. You know, Robin would come through. Cave. Red Hood would come through.
Mm-hmm.
Oracle, Batgirl,
right.
Alfred.
So,
it was a very warm and inviting place, full of family.
And why do you think it's so like environmental focus?
I mean,
and not like other stuff. But I was just gonna say, like, as opposed to, like, I don't know. You think it's nurtured in, like, socialized in?
I don't think, like, I'm not sure what other kind of focus you would have on comfort if comfort was a need. Because, see, as far as your space, it's either I care about the comfort of the space or I don't care. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure, like, how what other kind of comfort would you have for that? Would you want? Because if you're talking about internal comfort, like, a lot of times these external things bring internal comfort.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm only focusing on internal comfort, that's like monk mode. It doesn't matter where I'm at, I'm comfortable. So then there's no need to focus. There's no need to talk about comfort because I'm always comfortable, even if I'm standing in a pile of manure. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm not trying to go too abstract with it. It's just like, what kind of comfort are you speaking of when you kind of ask that question?
Yeah, that's the pullback. That's the pullback on the tether, right there.
Yeah.
Because if it's not, go ahead, bro.
I sit on hot lava and I'm comfortable because I've centered myself.
Yeah, that's a thought, not idea. That's like, nah, bro.
I think that's okay. You're right. It's monk mode. So the alternative is monk mode, and I think I'm one of those monk mode people.
Mm-hmm. So it doesn't matter what's going on around you. You're zen.
Nah. Yeah, I don't really. Yeah, I'm just not a. Once again, I'm under the assumption that comfortability is not obtainable to some degree.
To some degree, but to the degree
to the
that
level
you can have it.
I guess that's not my experience. I guess in those very specific environment comforts. I don't know. I don't feel like to some degree. Like I think there are comforts you can have, but that's what I'm saying. Like I have comforts. I like aesthetics. Like I'm not saying I don't care about the environment, but I think because I'm so like I grew up in a home daycare. First of all, like I grew up in a home daycare. I've always had siblings. My mom would always let people randomly come live with us, so like we get moved around. I didn't grow up having like my own room, always the same one. She actually would rotate the room. Lois is crazy. She actually would rotate the rooms every couple years. So like there was this one room in our house that it was everyone's room at some point. Mm-hmm. So like one time it was my oldest brother's room, then it was like that room rotates. So she would literally rotate out the rooms. So like I don't know. I think it's because of that upbringing. I just never grew up attached to the environment being a specific way, if that makes sense. Just because she constantly changed it. And then, like, once I was kind of old enough to be on my own, I had my oldest at, like, 20. So I just don't think I've ever lived in an environment that I've been able to craft as my own enough to value that enough to, like, need it, if that makes sense.
Okay. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
If I may offer some respectful pushback, I think you do seek comfort. You don't seek to own the space. You don't seek to control or dominate the space.
Yeah.
But you do seek comforts.
Yeah.
In certain, like you said, in a certain aesthetics. Because the entirety that I've seen you streaming, you would go with like a Japanese aesthetic backdrop.
Yeah.
Anytime. Like I think that's comforting for you. You don't just go with like whatever stock. You don't go aesthetic. With whatever's. But it's a specific aesthetic. You go with the kawaii aesthetic. It's not just any aesthetic. It's not just anything that's pretty, not anything that's attractive. You have a very certain lane and zone that you stay in. That's your comfort zone. Like so, I mean, like you have your comforts,
I think I have comfort.
You don't try to dominate the entire space.
And that's what I'm saying. They're not environmental comforts. That's why I was like, I don't really relate more so. No, like I don't like when you talk about stream and like what I like to see, like if you're talking about things I have control over, like my person.
I yell. She tripping.
I'm just saying, like you're talking about so you're talking about how I brand my streams online. Okay, how I dress myself. Yes, I would say kawaii Japanese aesthetic, through line in those things. But in my house, like I'm talking about the literal environment I stay in, like how we were talking about some people
how you live day to day.
Yeah, like people, they need a clean environment or they want that really comfortable chair. Gotcha. I was just saying, like, I don't relate to
so
that.
There's nothing that you do that you don't buy specific like headsets for gaming. You don't buy specific kind of controllers, certain colors. You don't lean towards certain colors. You don't have a certain chair.
It's
you bought a specific chair for streaming. It's for me.
I'm sitting on the exercise ball right now.
Right now. But I remember at one point when you talked about you bought a $200 chair to stream in. So like, it's hard for me to be like, okay, Bree in her real life doesn't do anything for her comfort, but when streaming, she does all this stuff for her comfort. Like, so.
But
that's a hard.
That's why I was like, it's going into that thing of more so the like the alternative I'm offering is saying like these high heels look great on me, but they don't feel good.
Okay.
So that's why I'm saying like it's struggling to say like that's a comfort thing when they literally don't feel good. So that's what I mean. Like I think it's the comfort I'm hearing people verbalize are more so like this feels nice to me. This chair is comfortable. Like that's all I mean by comfortable. Like people are saying tactily is comfortable.
Gotcha.
Or this feels nice when I do it. Versus I don't think with aesthetics that's always the case. Like things can be completely not functional, not useful, not comfortable, but aesthetically pleasing. I'm that person. Like I will pick the couch that feels like shit because it's pink.
Okay.
So like, you know, that's the only reason I'm like pushing back a little bit because I don't think they're mutually exclusive. I think aesthetics are higher for me than comfort.
Okay.
And usually aesthetic things don't have to be comfortable. Like I'll wear the shoes that hurt because they go with the outfit or the aesthetic I'm trying to achieve. So yeah, I don't know. That's the only reason I'm pushing back.
No, it's cool. It's cool. For me, it's like one of those like this is one of those what I would call semantics. It's like because I see aesthetics as a form of comfort.
Shit.
Yeah, like you want a pretty environment. So it's an environmental comfort. It's like I want my environment to be pretty. Yeah. So it's like a visual comfort.
Atlas is in the building. What?
I know. I was like, what? Who's in Atlas?
What's going on, man?
Oh my goodness.
That's the man right there. Listen, I be trolling him, but like he said, he has kept every promise he's made in C3 Wrestling. I'm a convert, Atlas. I'm a convert.
You've been converted.
I'm a convert. I'm a convert. Listen, he's kept every promise he's made. He's the number one contender for the championship. I can't keep hating. How can I keep hating a man that's always right?
Somebody who tell the truth.
If he's telling the truth every single time and he's right every time and keeps all of his words, that's a grown man. Unlike old boy who be running around with amulets
like
and losing
93, like 99.9%. But you're right though.
That's a very high percentage.
That's a very high percentage.
That's a person who deserves respect.
Deserves respect. I gotta quit hating.
Yeah. He a man of his word. There you go.
Man of his word.
That's man all you know for sometimes.
Yeah.
You definitely not finna find too much integrity over here. My integrity. So long, farewell, Avita, say goodbye.
Yeah.
It's all.
I mean, I wasn't gonna argue too long on that integrity. I mean, not integrity about the comfort versus aesthetic, but I hear what you're saying. I hear the delineation that you're making.
It's a good pushback.
The delineation you're making. Yeah.
But yeah, I should be more. I'm gonna try it. I told you I've been trying it on. So
but if it's not your thing, like if it's not your thing, why try? Why force that version of comfort?
Mm-hmm.
It's not a forced thing. I just want to understand it.
Okay.
I'm curious like that.
You don't have to do the thing to understand it.
I like to, because there could be some merit to it.
Of course, there's merit to it.
If it's not you, don't though. Like it's not you, don't. Because then that's it. At this point in life, what we asking for doing that can cause resentment. If it ain't you, just don't do it.
Oh, not for somebody else. It's just
I'm just saying, even for you. Because if you're doing it to understand something, right? And you can put yourself in a certain position, but eventually you're gonna want to break out of that.
And I will.
And she'll just stop doing it.
Yeah, I'll just stop.
Yeah, I get you. I'm just saying for
this how I carry on, like in life.
Yeah.
I carry on in life this way.
Yeah, I know.
I just be like, what they over there doing?
Random stuff.
They meditating? I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that. I want to see what it feels like.
Yeah.
I was a kid who ate dirt. Like,
you ate dirt and the sunburnt cardboard?
Yeah, I want to know what it tastes like.
I don't hate it.
What you say? What you say?
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it.
Exactly. You never tasted a leaf?
I don't think so.
Eraser?
I had pencils in my mouth quite a bit, so I mean, pause. I probably tasted a razor.
Hey, yo,
I probably
number 2.
So
I know I've chewed on a few razors, so I know definitely. Soap. My mom did give me with the soap at least
deodorant.
Once. Never tasted deodorant.
Yellow, I'm asking you too.
I
feel like you're gonna be like, yeah.
Yes,
I might have.
He's yes to everything.
I feel like
deodorant, baby powder.
I feel like those freak shit.
Baby powder, I think, was on my hands a couple times when I put my finger in my mouth.
Exactly.
So I tasted baby powder.
So I mean, yeah, you want to know what it
and
tastes like.
And then most things you can kind of taste it when you smell it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
you should sniff baby powder though.
That's how smell and stuff works.
I feel like when you're a kid though.
How often did you intentionally eat dirt? Like intentionally,
just to know what it tastes like. It's not like
like you just tasted it. It wasn't like you constantly was out there.
I want to know what dirt tastes like, so I was like, I'm gonna taste some dirt. I mean, I taste different types of dirt. I had to know. I was like, potting soil tastes different than like Georgia red clay dirt.
Interesting.
She was out here. You was
a whole scientist. She a whole culinary scientist.
You was out here like a soil sommelier.
Soil sommelier. Yeah, soil sommelier.
Yeah, that's probably something wrong. It's probably a sign. It probably wouldn't be surprising.
I mean, but that just follows the trend, though. You're willing to try a lot of different things. Like even what you're talking about with the aesthetics and versus comfort, you're willing to try on comforts that aren't typically your thing. So that's interesting.
I don't know why because the way people spaz out when something ain't the way it's supposed to be. I just wanted to understand that feeling.
Man, come on, Bree. Well, never mind.
Like it ruins your day.
Could I say you're like that with audio visual?
Yeah, you can.
Cause my God, when the AV ain't on point, it ruins your whole stream. You be like, it don't sound right. It sound like this. Why is it tweaking like this? I'll be like, oh my God, Brie, just do the stream.
No, that's like it's a stream. It's like, can you see? Can you hear?
We can see it, we can hear, but it don't be perfect. You be like, no, it's got a little bit of it's like a 2% reverb.
I never said that. You never heard me say that. That's not to say I don't have my things. I'm not saying that. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Maybe I feel like it's more nuanced than it is. It's probably not as nuanced as I feel like it is, but I believe it's a little bit more nuanced than it is. I'm curious to know.
Provide, protect, peace, comfort. Were there any other definitions?
No, I think that's the main things y'all like to ramble off, and I feel like it's like it's a certain vibe to it when y'all say it. That's not the same vibe. You know, what was the word we would use for what the other party does then? That's not provided. Is it service? Was it service?
Support, help me.
That is, we don't use that word. Can we not?
Who doesn't use that word?
That's not a casual. That's not a help me. That's not a.
That's just support in another language.
Supporting what?
Support the mission. What's the mission? The mission is whatever the man says.
Then what if he don't say?
Then he ain't got no mission.
Yeah. And mission purpose?
It's a purpose, yeah.
Look at him. I'm just saying. I'm just. He said purpose. Everybody don't know their purpose, so I feel like they have.
Everybody doesn't, but that's why a lot of relationships be aimless. Like, and one woman's always asking, "Where are we going? Where 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 are we going? What are we? What are we? What are we? What are we?" Like,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
you shaking your head a little too emphatically.
Because ultimately, the purpose ain't actually having a purpose. The purpose is just be ready for the next thing.
What?
What's the next thing? What's the next thing?
Exactly.
How do I prepare for the next thing if I don't know what the next thing is?
What was the last thing?
Exactly. That's the only purpose you got. Be ready for the next thing. What's the next thing?
What's the next thing?
What was the last thing?
Exactly. Who knows? You probably know
what the last thing was. You should know what the last thing was.
You're going to know what the last thing was. But your purpose is to always be prepared for the next thing.
That's not. Well, what's the next thing? What if a Mack truck come through the front?
Who knows? Be prepared.
How can I prepare for that?
Reinforce the wall.
If I start reinforcing the walls at 2 a.m.
And then what's gonna happen is you're gonna have
be like, that bitch is crazy.
That's how I feel about
a link.
That's how I feel about needing a purpose. That's how I feel about needing a purpose.
That's yellow.
If the purpose is to prepare for the next thing that you have no idea what it is,
that's
called anxiety.
That's called anxiety.
That's called anxiety.
Yep. Doomsday prepper.
No.
So the purpose is to be anxious.
Doomsday prepper.
Purpose is to be prepared for what nobody knows. Just always be ready for the next thing.
Because
always be ready for the next thing.
If I told you Diddy was gonna come in your house at 2 a.m. versus, maybe your favorite person is gonna come in. I'm saying
Diddy already in the house. My example ain't that you. That's purpose to be able to wake up and be like, oh shit, Diddy's in the house.
No,
but then you wasn't prepared if he in the house.
My thing is this though.
Maybe Yellow wanted him in the house.
The plans of mice and men. We all know preparation is one thing.
Stay ready and got to get ready.
The usefulness is execution. You can practice all you want. The usefulness comes in execution.
Execute what?
Exactly. You don't know. Because sometimes you could be, everybody got a plan so they get punched in the mouth. You don't actually know. Right. So the thing is that you never actually know what you're going to encounter until you're encountering something.
So don't prepare is the mission.
I mean, no. You got to
prepare. Don't listen to Yellow. Don't listen to Yellow.
All.
Don't listen to Yellow. Prepare all. You can't prepare for everything. You really can't prepare for everything.
Yes, I can. Look, if I go into a match with
Atlas, worry about it.
Yeah, if you're going into a match with Atlas.
If I'm going into a match with Atlas, or if I'm just living life, period, and I expect it to be a certain way, I expect the fight to be a certain way, then I'm gonna lose.
But you prepare for a fight.
You was prepared to fight.
I'm prepared for a fight, exactly.
So what in life? You prepare for what? Do you prepare for a fight?
Just
be prepared for love. Do you prepare for Diddy? Do you prepare for?
You got to be ready for love. You got to be ready for love. You can't you can't just react to love. You got to be ready for it.
Be prepared.
He said, "Be prepared for the chance of a lifetime. Be prepared for sensational news." And he said, "Be prepared for a new era."
A bunch of stuff. He said a bunch of stuff.
He finna make it happen.
Keep repeating the same thing.
Can't listen to Yellow.
Yes, but the whole song was like, "Be prepared for the death of the king."
Yeah,
that's what he said. Yeah. Prepare for what? For the death of the king.
Why you think the hyenas had to ask?
Because they wanted to know what they was prepared for.
Because that nigga didn't know either until he finally said it. You know what? For the death of the king. He didn't sing it in the whole song.
Who started the song? Who started the song?
He didn't say it no
I
other
know that
time
your powers of perception are.
He just started singing the song because he knew he needed to prepare for something.
Nah, he was giving them a speech. He was giving them a speech.
And it took the hyenas to ask him, like, well, be prepared for what?
No, they didn't realize it, but he started off with a
prepare for the death of the king. That's what he. Fuck yeah.
They was dumb.
Listen, you got to narrow the scope.
Right.
Yeah.
So prepare for the death of the king. So when you're talking about in a relationship and you say prepare for, you got to narrow the scope.
Yeah, but he didn't know he wanted to do until he knew he wanted to do it.
Oh, he definitely knew. That's why he had all the hyenas kicking it with him.
No,
he had an army.
But he been had an army of hyenas, and he ain't make.
He was already preparing though.
He was preparing by getting the army of the hyenas.
Yeah,
for something.
You don't get an army unless you're about to go to war.
He's just chilling with the army. Mufasa was really slacking because his brother had a whole army.
And you know why he was slacking? The only reason Scar was able to kill Mufasa was because Simba was there.
Break that down.
He was vulnerable. Mufasa was vulnerable. He was
vulnerable.
Okay.
Because he was trying to save Simba.
Yeah, he was trying to save Simba.
If it was just him, he'd have got out of there.
Got you.
He would have threw hands.
He'd have been gone.
But see, Scar was prepared. He knew his opening was there. He knew with the birth of Simba that he had an opening, so he was prepared. He knew he was gonna kill Mufasa.
This was post song.
Nah, this
was singing the song.
As soon as Simba was born, Scar was like,
Scar was already plotting.
This my chance. He had the army ready.
He was vibing. Yeah. And then at the end of the song, he was like, you know what? The death of the king.
He did not say it that way. Do you know the lyrics to the song?
I do.
You don't, because he's definitely started the song like "Pay Attention."
Yeah, because he had something.
Said, y'all the whole point of the song was y'all niggas so dumb. Y'all clearly don't know what's happening here. I'm putting y'all together to take this nigga out. That's the whole point of Be Prepared.
There you go. Let's go.
He said, y'all dumb. Y'all in the army and y'all don't even realize it. That's what he's saying. He said, y'all dumb. Y'all got vacant expressions. Your power of perception are non-existent. Pay attention.
He's about to do something. He knew he was about to do something.
You just don't want to believe that you got to know what you're being prepared for. Which is petty. That's petty. Just go ahead and admit. You have to be prepared for something. Don't come in my room shouting. Get prepared. You giving me anxiety.
This is the level of carrying on that they want and they ain't prepared for.
Yeah.
They really
but I can't be prepared.
But I think they are.
You didn't know.
Like, this is
for real. I'm actually
like for real. Like for real. I think most of them want this level of carrying on. Like for real. Like this is the level of carrying on they want. Like just right here.
Just right now.
But you have to reassure them that at the end of it, you really do know what you want them to prepare for. But you're just playing with them.
Yeah. No, I'm still telling me. I know what I'm saying.
Just gotta say just true.
And that's when they're gonna stop trusting you. Is when like at the end of the conversation when it doesn't turn around like this is what I want you to prepare for. They're like,
hey,
I don't think Yella has a plan.
I don't think he actually has a plan.
Hey,
I don't think he has some mission.
I am just as valid. That's what I'm saying.
But this is the level of. I think this is the level of carrying on. This level of carrying on can maintain most of it. And now if you gonna shut down shop and just be like, no,
right? I ain't shutting down. I'm telling you, I'm prepared. Yeah. Prepared for what? Now you asking too much, nigga. I'm ready. Whatever it is, just know that. If you need a shovel, I'm gonna try to find a shovel or something shaped like a shovel or something that do what a shovel do. Okay. If that's my hand, nigga. But guess what? We're gonna be prepared.
Let's go.
Prepared for what? I don't know. Prepared to stick together. You want it? You want it? We're prepared to stick together. I don't know what we're gonna do. We might have to windmill. God damn it.
Hey, you know what? I like that.
See? I don't know what the hell we're preparing for. But
just BS.
What? I mean, because what are
you preparing for?
What am I preparing for?
You just got to be ready to respond.
We just carrying on.
Just leave the last part off. Don't say that I don't know part. Just
don't say it out loud.
Just say trust me. Just say trust.
And that's why you can't be honest with women. See what you turn a woman. Y'all, I want y'all to hear. A woman just told y'all, do not tell a woman the truth. Y'all just heard it. Leave the last part off, which was true. She doesn't want to hear the truth. Mm-hmm. Don't ever tell them the truth.
Because it's a paradox.
That's why you give them blind confidence. You just
blind confidence.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's fine. We didn't say radical truth over here. Just carry on a little bit.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't assume that the carrying on is with ill intention.
Yeah.
And just a low level of carrying on will save you from being pulled into the depths of the ocean.
All right.
Out of desperation.
So help me out with this part. Because this is where I struggle. The carrying on part. Because I'm very literal. Might be some touch of the tizzy, but I'm very literal.
Hey.
But what was it? What was it on us CTV's Yella? Spicy what? Spicy neurospicy. Might be some of that. But the carrying on, if it's not like couch, if it's not began in a way to let me know, like trigger my brain, oh, this is carrying on. I don't know that I'm supposed to be carrying on here. And I'll be serious. Which like defeats the purpose of carrying on because I'll be literal and concise. Nah.
Yeah.
Nah, nah. For a guy, carrying on, it's a specific mode. It's a mode of carrying on. It's like it's the banter.
It's like you want banter. Seinfeld.
Yeah, you want banter. Even if the banter's serious, you want banter. But sometimes I don't have a cue to let me know. Like, oh, you were looking for banter. I thought you were looking for an answer, but you were looking for banter. Like, how do you know? Especially when it's like we're talking about relationships. I'm trying to think of a specific scenario. And we're talking about like it's small talk, but like sometimes they'll come to you like, "Would you love me if I was a worm?"
Yeah,
like stuff like that. It just feels so stupid. It offends
But
my mom.
that's actually simpler though. That's like basic level, nigga. Would you love me if I was a worm? It's like elementary level.
But if somebody asks you,
I don't love worms.
I feel like
worms.
the absurdity of it all is evidence that it's carrying on.
My brain, again, my brain.
Right. When you dealing with intermediate to expert level carrying ons and shit, like you know that the only response to that is hell yeah, girl, I swim in the dirt with your ass. You say some stupid shit. You know what I'm saying?
What I'm telling you is my brain is trained for literal.
He gonna get mad.
Okay.
So when I hear that, I'm like, no, I don't like.
No, a lot of niggas do get mad. I was on TikTok and men responded to that. What do you mean?
I can't stand worms. I ain't touching a worm.
Why would you be a worm?
Okay.
Yeah.
Why would you be a worm?
And you're like, and this is why I can't listen to Yella. Because he's doing the thing. He's doing the thing. He's doing the thing where he said, just be prepared for whatever. I can't prepare for whatever because that's going to automatically trigger my literal. No.
Now some of men be like, okay, so you a worm. What am I? Am I a worm too?
Man.
And then they got questions and they getting triggered.
But that'd even be better than what I would do. I'm just gonna be like, nah, a worm.
Okay, but that's you answered the question.
Like, yep, I'm a bird and I'm gonna slurp you up.
See, that's a better answer. But I'm thinking about the offense of loving a worm. I'm like, it's a worm. Again, if I had never heard that before, if I had never heard that discussion, I would respond better than that.
Be my little worm boo.
The first time you bring it to me, the first time
he's like, what is this?
Time you bring that?
So is your knee-jerk reaction is like, this is a trap because it's so
no, my knee-jerk reaction is to answer everything too literally.
Okay.
So that's my I can, but I've noticed that kind of shuts things down. Because they're not looking for literal. They're not looking for a real answer. They're looking for banter. It's like, my God. I need a cue. I need a setup. I need a let me know that we're in playtime.
Yeah, bro. I think that one kind of simple though, man. If she like, would you love me if I was a worm? I think you just need to go ahead and just put on your seatbelt.
But they typically ask you when you're doing something serious, like you're driving. So your brain is not in playtime.
That's fine. You got to be able to flip that switch though.
Got to be prepared for everything. I can't.
That's what I'm saying. You got to be floating. Okay, that's why I was using the tether example I was talking about. The one tether. To me, you kind of got to be floating with her at some point. You got to be at some point.
Oh my God.
You got to be floating somewhere at some level where she at.
Can I be on the ground?
Hell no.
I get motion sickness.
Then she gonna come too far for her to have to reach you.
I'm afraid of heights.
Then she gonna leave. Then she gotta leave where she's functional, where she's at her best to come way down there to you.
Man, it's safer. It's safer down here.
Nah, ain't shit going on down there.
There's more air.
Nah,
the oxygen is richer.
You gotta dissociate with your girl at some time, man. That's the best person to dissociate.
But you need to. But
that's why I like weed smokers.
You gotta keep me up for that.
High. I want her to get high and say some of the dumbest shit she can say to me. And I'm like, this is who I want to marry. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I get you. Because I can say some really dumb stuff. I can go some really dumb places. But I need to be set up. Like I need to be like, I need a light for that. Like I need a signal, like a sound.
You need to be
or a light. I need to like, okay, we're going absurd, and then I can go fully absurd. I can go dumb as dumb gets. I can go crazy as crazy gets. But there needs to be a relationship signal for straight edge dudes that are like completely
women
oblivious
don't signal when they drive.
I was gonna say, like, now that you say that, I can see, but I can see what you mean now that you say that, because I've run into that where it's like, is this a setup? Is this a real? Is this real? Is this one of those?
I need you to let me know.
Look at my body language. Do I look upset right now? Like, do I look like I'm about to say something serious?
Nope. That's a setup. That's a trap.
That's not a setup.
Do I look angry? No. Do I look angry? See, I knew you would say that. Nah, it flips just that quick.
That spiraled so quick in your mind.
I'm ready to go.
That's how y'all do.
He right though. He right.
Yep.
He right. Because it'll go left real quick, but
quick.
If you say I don't know, that's probably the worst thing you could say.
To go left too.
Honestly, I think even answering it literally is better than saying I don't know.
So what you mean, I'm a worm?
So like, I think you being willing to ask. Just answer it the way you would and see if she continues. If she continues the conversation, that means she trying to carry on.
Yeah. I get you. But it'd be so great if there was a mess light, like, oh, we're about to, let's play some, let's
it's
get
a conversational. It's a conversational signal. My God. Like, if I say, would you love me if I was a worm? You answer the question, and then I say something else, or I keep trying to have the conversation. She just want to carry on with you a little bit.
Again, after a few turns, I pick up what's going on, but I want something up front, so I don't feel stupid.
We are now carrying on.
It might be a me thing. Yeah,
we are now carrying on.
I'm with that. Yeah.
That's never gonna happen.
You want to alert.
Exactly.
Put the carrying on shirt. You know they got these.
If you see me in the canary yellow top, we carry it on.
No, they actually have candles on Amazon for people who need like signals. They have a few different ones. They have, if this candle is lit, they have fun time ones, sexy time ones. Like, if this candle is lit, you could do this. You need a carrying on candle.
I need a Pavlovian. I need a Pavlovian signal. I need something to let me know that it's playtime. Like we're being absurd, we're being goofy, we're being non-serious. I need that.
You need one of them candles.
You need the sock on the doorknob.
The sock on the door,
man. I get so tired of like walk. I'll be serious, like I'll be in a serious mode, and somebody will ask me something non-serious, and I didn't realize that we swithed over from serious to non-serious.
Okay, I get you.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't like to be jarred out of your.
Yeah.
Nigga, that's like their prime time.
That's what I was like, and that's the reality that a lot of people are having conflicts surrounding it, just like core differences like that. Like, I have to switch modes to be able to do that with you, and it's like, but sometimes you only just got a few minutes to just be goofy.
Yeah,
just say that. Hey, listen, for the next 5 minutes, I don't want you to say nothing serious or nothing from real life.
You got it.
Okay,
I think
cool.
You got it, but that's to the point of when you in the house with a family and all that. You have to be on some spontaneous shit.
Yeah, kids spontaneous fuck.
Yeah, you got to be spontaneous. You got to be able to.
You up. Kids cue you up. No, see, that's perfect example. Kids let you know what time they on when they approach you.
They let you know they be walking crazy. They be skipping and stuff.
If they want something serious, like, hey, I'm ready to eat, I'm hungry, or hey, come look at this. If they say, hey, come look at this, you know what mode you need to be in. If they say, hey, daddy,
but kids are professionals of like not reading the room. Yeah. They don't care what mode you in.
I'm a not reader of the room too. So they send clear signals. That's what I'm saying. I'm a not reader rumor. They send clear signals. Kids send clear. I'm ready to eat. I'm ready to play. Yawning. It's nap time. Like, they send clear.
Man, I'm just thinking about how my kid walked downstairs at 5 a.m. and said, "I'm gonna throw up," with an L.
Clear signal. That's what I'm talking about. That's a clear signal. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, though. I need that. I need people to operate like that.
Hold on, no.
That's what you want? I'm gonna throw up.
Yeah.
Damn, turn your face. Don't throw up on my bed.
I'm gonna throw up.
With an F.
Yep.
It's so cute.
I'm about to word vomit on you. Hit me with that. I'm about to word vomit on you. Oh, for real? Cool.
No, but that's the thing, though.
Oh, man.
That's the thing about it, though. That it's not like, oh my God, we have actual real time to prepare for this throw up.
Yeah, because they're going to throw up.
It's like either right now or it's happened already and it's going to happen again.
Yeah. It was literally up for the throw up.
Yeah. That's what I want women to do, that when they come home from work. I'm about to word vomit, honey.
Right, but see, they didn't. Right, but see, they didn't call her when they was coming down the hallway. They could have did that. Mommy. She'd have got up, been alert, and all this. So they walked right up to her. Was like, hey.
Could have stopped at the bathroom. I mean, could have stopped at the bathroom. Could have stopped at the bathroom.
And the trash can.
What the trash cans?
I'm
She was seeking comfort.
Options.
She came to mommy for comfort.
It's a whole bunch of options.
Whole bunch of options, bro. Whole bunch of options.
Don't you never pass the bathroom to come throw up on my bed?
No, listen. She came for comfort.
She came to throw up on my bed.
You gotta be prepared for that.
Comfort.
She came to throw up on my bed.
She wasn't feeling good. You supposed to make her feel better.
After you throw up.
Didn't want to throw up. Wait. Didn't want to throw up till they seen somebody that they felt okay around throwing up.
Throwing up make you feel unsafe. You're not controlling your body. There's nothing worse than that. Like,
but let me get around. Okay, hey, look, we about to do this. You ready?
Okay, look, I'm saying exactly. Yep.
You gotta be ready to damn near put your hands out there to try to catch it. It don't matter.
So you gotta feel safe with a person to throw up with them.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna do that next time. I gotta throw up. Call somebody.
Before hey, King.
I gotta throw up. You gotta say it with
that.
Hey, next time you about to word vomit or emotional vomit, hey King, I'm about to throw up.
Just hold my stomach. About to emotionally throw up.
Yup.
Man, I was so mad. I try not to be mad. I was trying to balance comfort and anger. Don't you never walk in here. Throw up on my bed. Hey, at least grab a trash can on the way.
Poor little kid. Oh.
Yeah. Why you cleaning them up?
Come here. This kid throw up. It's different.
It's 6-year-old throw up. It
is. It ain't the same. It ain't serious. That ain't serious throw up. It ain't serious that they start eating processed foods.
I mean, it was clear. It was just, I think her blood sugar was low, so she just.
I went to Taco Bell and got food poisoning and throw up.
Ooh.
Right. Ooh, Lord have mercy.
That is, man. I'd rather somebody throw up immediately. Like when it digests a little bit, it's the worst.
Yeah, buddy.
You get that bowel smell, like it be smelling like stomach acid. I'd rather somebody throw
slick.
up immediately. Yeah.
It be slick.
Man,
I don't know what that slick is. But that slick. That slick.
It's a bad memory of somebody throwing up. We be telling people not to eat in labor. She ate McDonald's.
Something about it.
Yeah,
that's the hardest. It be slick.
Yeah, that's I was gonna say my son-in-law did that. We had some McDonald's. This is baby number 2. She was like, I ain't finna be in there hungry. I'm finna eat something.
Man.
She all in the middle of that shit. She threw up all over me.
Ooh.
All over.
Why people like to throw up on other people? That's so weird.
I mean, because you're looking for comfort. In that moment, you're like, I feel sick.
Man, I just feel like you're old enough to know if you feel like you finna throw up, don't hug nobody.
But it's a knee-jerk reaction to look for comfort. Like in that moment, like I feel out of control. Help,
man! I go hug a toilet.
I'm with you. I'm
gonna hug a toilet. I hate throwing up. I ain't ate Five Guys since I threw up one time.
Ooh, Five Guys got you?
Yeah, I never throw up.
Hey, I ain't trying to be funny. That's too expensive to get sick on. Like,
I ain't ate it since.
That's too much money. It's like $15 for a
If something made me, I don't throw up ever. So I'm like, I done went through pregnancies and never threw up. If something made me throw up, I'm never eating that shit again. Probably too greasy. So I don't know.
Let me ask you a question. Back on like to the topic. My bad. Bree's a diddler. So she diddles her husband.
Just gonna keep on. So please say I'm an emotional one. You're a mind diddler.
I mean, but it's your husband. So if you diddle him,
mind diddler.
Man, that's fucked up.
Yeah. So what do you think of women who diddle emotionally? Because she asked questions to us, but let me bring it back men towards women. So how do you feel about the way women emotionally diddle us? And do you think we need to do more offering so they don't have to feel the need to diddle?
Yeah, I think that's the trick. I think that's the trick. If you want to get diddled less, sometimes you got to be willing more. Because you are actually keeping something from them.
I mean, that's
you shouldn't really be in a relationship with somebody and be so emotionally shut off that y'all can't connect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or emotionally stifling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be, I'm not saying that much control. How can I put it? it's really not your emotions anymore. At some places, it's y'all emotions. Because y'all have to agree on like that. Y'all have to meet at certain places. It don't mean y'all got to stay there. But y'all paths got to cross. Y'all got to intersect at some
have a right
places.
to some of it a little bit.
Yeah.
You should have some.
Right. That's what I was thinking. Like, if that's the case, you shouldn't have to ask me for the key. You should already have a key to that place. It's just like in the house.
Yeah.
Like there's certain things of mine that's stored in the house where you can easily get to it.
Yeah.
There's certain things of mine that are stored in the house that you would have to unlock. There's certain things in my house you know not to touch. In the house of mine that you know just
you can
don't
have
touch.
that special room.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's like it's you gotta be more willing. And I do hate that for women. And I hate when men be like that. Like they can't. It's like any other risk. As men, we risk our fucking bodies working, playing sports, doing whatever, bungee jumping, all this other shit. Gotta be that willing to risk what you need to for your partner. Yeah, granted, I know the stereotypical thing. The more vulnerable you are, they typically throw it back in our face, cool, whatever. Sometimes you're just gonna have to eat it. If that's what she do, that's what she do.
Okay.
Or you could just have an agreement with yourself that you just wouldn't be partnered with somebody who would do that.
Right.
Yes.
Right. You would just have to know that
agree that you'll let them in, but then if they
ideal.
do that, then
you would have to just make that a hard deal breaker. If she do that, then it's just over with, right?
Yeah. But I think that not having any hard deal breakers, the good kind of maybe a useful boundary, like having that deal breaker in mind, because I think a lot of them are self-sacrificing. Once I'm locked in, I'm locked in. So I don't think there's a lot of things of like deal breakers. You see what I'm saying? I think they get rid of those once they enter into we're together now, so I don't have deal breakers, because you cross the point where you could hit a deal breaker. I think a lot of people just feel like once they commit, it's like deal breakers are done. Like if I would have ran across one,
you made a commitment.
Yeah, but so that's why I think it's a hard time with it, because it's like, well, no, I can't have an agreement with myself that this would be a deal breaker. So then they just say, well, I just locked the whole thing up. That way they can't do anything to hit a deal breaker. In a way. Like they protecting you.
Protect the deal breaker.
Yeah, it's like they just locked the whole thing down. Yeah. Just so you can't even.
So it can't be a possibility.
It won't even be possible.
You never know what it is. Then you never know what it is.
You'll never know what it is.
That's tough.
Which theoretically could stop you from doing it. I mean, I guess literally it stopped you from doing it. Yeah.
So ideally, Bree, the partner would share at least to a point of comfort I would say for the woman. Typically, the man has a problem sharing. So ideally, he would share to her comfort, or at least close to it. But
front
what
room.
if to the front room? Okay, you got access to the front room.
I'm in a formal living room, so
you can come, have a seat. You can have access to some main things.
Yeah.
Front room and kitchen, and a half bath maybe.
Anywhere like the guests go. Then when you enter the house, got that formal living room. If you know them a little bit better, you might let them come in the den.
Okay. So what do you think is reasonable as far as the emotional shutoff valve? We've been in the manosphere, red pill space, and adjacent for 3 years. We've heard about sexless marriages and women checking out, men checking out. At what point is it reasonable for a woman to be like, I'm not getting any emotional connection, I'm not getting the intimacy that I desire? At what point is it reasonable to start questioning the reality of the relationship? Like how long should a person deal with it? How much shut off vulnerability should a person be looking for? Like can we tangibilize?
I think if it's like in the early phase, just walk away. I wouldn't even do it.
Okay.
Because if it's already happening early, it ain't gonna get better.
Yeah.
Because as life grows, it gets more overwhelming. So
okay.
I mean, if it's happening early on, and it's just y'all, that shit is not gonna work. So then I would say if it's in response to something else, you kind of got to try to dig around and figure out if it's in response. Is this a across the board thing or a just you thing? So then you kind of try to figure that out, because maybe they were. I would stand to say if y'all together, it probably was a phase where they shared more or something like that. Because most people ain't gonna go that far with somebody who never did. Yeah. So then you gotta see, okay, is it a response to a situational, like outside of or me? And then you probably gonna have to diddle a little bit to figure that out.
I was about to say, how would you figure that out? Like, how would you figure? Like, but what does that look like? Like in a real situation, like you're like, okay, like I see, I'm not getting what I want emotionally.
Yeah.
Like, how do you figure out if it's just you or if they do that with everybody?
You can ask directly. You can say like, we good, like something going on. You can kind of say that. You can ask directly. Did they say no? And you still
what if they say
feel the vibes,
but you still feel that? We're good.
Yeah, they all gonna say. Let's just say most people do the thing. Like, oh no, it's good.
That's right.
You self-assured. You don't. You're like, okay, I'm experiencing something, so you might just observe. It's a lot of observation.
Okay.
You might have to start. That's why I said you're gonna have to start moving stuff around.
See if they notice.
Yeah, see if they notice. Start doing stuff.
Yeah. I don't call you or text you anymore. Do you notice that I don't call you or text you anymore?
Yeah, like dip my toe in. You gotta start doing a little exploratory stuff.
Do you notice when I don't come home at the same time anymore?
Yeah, like you know, what's the time of response? You're gonna have to do a little. Watch some unrelated stuff a little closer, and then compare it to you. Then you're gonna have to do a little exploration. You're gonna have to fiddle. Yeah. And then once you figure that out, then you confront again.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's tough. Yeah. See, man, I don't know. Okay, so we got a single person and a married person above me. I want to know. Give me your best sales pitch. The best sales pitch for your status. Brie, I need you to sell marriage. Sell marriage to me. I make it. I can't wait to get married. And Yella, you got the easier job. Make me not want to ever get married. Like, sell me on single dude. I need to be single. So I need y'all to give me y'all the best sales pitch. Yella, since you got the easier job, you go first.
Sell you on being single?
Yeah.
Sell me on being single. You got to make me want to be single for the rest of my life. Never want to get married. Sell.
Oh, it's easy. You can get as much coochie as you want to without having to hear about a woman complaining about it.
He's stupid.
That's the argument. That's it.
I mean,
that's my 30 second. That's my elevator pitch.
Dang. Okay. I'm supposed to beat that. All right, you get a teammate. Have you ever? Okay, you know how like when you play Fortnite and you get that little bot that's gonna help you like heal without you having to do something.
I love the splash bot.
Splash bot. It's like having a splash bot.
Okay.
You know, you can helpfully come to an agreement about the things that you don't ever have to think about anymore. I like the tread on your tires. Imagine going your adult life and not have to think about some stuff that you have to think about. You got to think about everything as a single person. You got to do everything. Splash bot,
I don't have to keep shields if I got a splash bot.
Exactly.
I got another slot for guns.
Now you can use that slot for something else. So I mean, it's great. It's like splash bot. You delegate out tasks. Oil change. What's that? What's the air filter? Where is it? I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Where do they even keep it? I actually don't know what it looks like in my car. So yeah, it's nice. Imagine not having to think about some stuff. Yeah, you might have to think about other stuff, but it's like that gun slot. It's like
I freed up a slot. Freed up a slot is important. I mean, I might be able to stick mobility in there.
Exactly. That's how it allows you to expand. There's a certain
when that
limit.
storm is coming, like Yella said, prepare for everything.
Yeah.
If I got an extra slot to prepare for anything, man, come on.
It's like a limit when you're by yourself because there's a capacity.
Man.
It's like you have to do everything yourself. But that's why you can grow a lot in a marriage. because even though it's annoying, you can move stuff around and open up slots. Yeah. So that's why you should get married. You'll never be more than you are now single. But true. I promise you're gonna be more something if you marry. You may be more irritated.
You're gonna be more something. You're gonna
be more than you are today.
Might be more miserable.
Being abundant.
Might be more in debt.
Be more in abundance.
All abundance.
I like
more
it.
Happiness, more sadness.
But a lot of that, honestly, despite what people think, depends on what you project onto it.
I like it.
It is the space for creation and growth, but you have to know what you're projecting into it. And what you project into it is what you're going to get. That's the trick.
Hey.
A lot of what people are getting is what they're projecting into it.
Yeah.
Not the other person. It's just, a lot of it's just you. So, just be careful what you project into it. There you go.
You got it. I would get married. If it was based on them two, I'd be getting married.
Yeah. There you go.
Cool.
I mean, Infinite Hole sounds cute and all, but I ain't a Riz master, so
I mean, but you get Infinite Hole. It's just the same one.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He sounded just.
It's the same one.
It's the same one.
Forever.
But y'all like that ugly ass lazy boy that's the same in the same spot.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You gotta learn. You gotta love to learn that the same coochie the same way you love that
ugly ass lazy boy with the cup holder.
Man, boy, listen. Tuna casserole every Saturday night.
When that motherfucker crack a little bit because you done let it back for the 13,000th time, you gotta treat her the same way.
That's not endearing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had a lazy boy. Goddammit, that motherfucker leaned back to the side. I had to sit the other way on this side to balance it out. Make sure it. Guess
but
what?
You ain't get rid of it.
It ain't that big.
Man.
Exactly. Treat it like the lazy boy, because it's for lazy boys. They don't want to do the work no more.
Wow.
They want consistency.
Wow, that's lazy.
I'm lazy.
I thought only real men wanted married. I thought only real men wanted married. What we talking about?
Only real men want married? Okay.
I thought boys didn't know about commitment. Boys don't want commitment.
Come on,
like real men want commitment. Only real men want commitment.
It's lazy, right? So your brain can relax a little bit.
I like it. I'm with it. I'm lazy. So
yeah, it don't require.
You made it. You were a lot more. You were a lot more agreeable when you relaxed.
Baby oil.
I don't need to be too much more agreeable. That's been
what? Max compliance.
I'm with it.
That's merciful. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take that anyway. You might as well let them.
That's what's up.
Sunk out. Anyway, good combo.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Learned a lot.
Nothing else on headaches and tragedy? You ain't got nothing else?
Yeah, just tragic. Y'all is good, really good at creating tragedy. That's what I'm saying. That whole thing I'm saying with them free slots you free up. Y'all, you project into it. If you project into it negativity all the time because of trust issues, mom issues, go talk to your bald head mom. You coming over here projecting that bald head mama energy up in here, creating bald head mama energy in your people.
Before you go, let me ask you this. Because this is a notice. This is just something I've noticed. A lot of the decisions and agency that women have, they like to put off on the man. Like even when you say, like, go talk to the bald head mama. Like a lot of y'all's decision making, like y'all like to make it our fault. Like you was like and I offered this language. So this was my fault. We were talking. And I was like, they created a dynamic that you're responding to.
Yeah.
But you're responding to it. Like you're choosing your side of the equation. Yeah. You don't have to. You don't have to show up in the way that they're training you to show up. Like so you have agency. Like you have autonomy.
Yeah.
You can choose to show up in opposition to the way that they are responding to you. So it's like, why is it that so many women? Because I've heard I've heard so across the board. It's like in relationships, it's like everything's on the man, as if the woman has no agency or autonomy to actually say, "This is what I want. This is what I'm going to do. My character is such that I'm not going to do this thing simply because he did this thing."
Right.
Otherwise, it's like, well, he did this, so I'm going to do this. No, you don't have to. You could have your own character. So, like, why is that so pervasive?
Because what people don't understand sometimes about dynamics, especially ones that are very more binary in nature. Like Yella, I understand when Yella talks about enforcing boundaries, he sometimes will just bug up because he's making that choice to not walk away. So sometimes if that's really the only alternative a lot of times. So in understanding sometimes that a person may do that because of fear of abandonment or fear losing the relationship. Yeah. And then to turn around and say, okay, well, if I'm not going to do the only response, you're kind of leaving me. I always have a choice. But typically when people say you always have a choice, we understand that the choice is to leave.
Yeah, it's not always a good.
It's kind of like when you in the job and they're like, well, if you don't like it, you don't have to
quit. Yeah, quit.
Then now I got to leave the job.
Yeah.
So you just got to be careful of like, it's bad because you're almost like, that's why I say that fear is kind of getting you the thing you don't want in all the ways. Because it's like either the person's going to have to violate you to basically have an exchange, or they're going to have to just leave. Which the reason you're not doing it is because you don't want them to leave. Like you don't want them to see whatever it is you're protecting.
Yeah, okay.
Them from. Whether it's like, I'm this way if I get it, and I don't want you to get that. I don't want to do that to you. Like, I bug up, I don't want to do that to you, so I'm blocked. Or it's, I have this deep insecure, this wound that I don't want you to see because you may see me as weak and leave. Or blah, blah, blah. So a lot of times, most of the time, it is not just malicious. It's not a malicious thing. It's a protection thing. They're either protecting you from them or protecting themselves. So then to turn around and say, well, I'm going to exercise my choice and bounce. They still not getting what they want. Like, it still hurts them. So you're not sparing them. It's almost like you just have to hurt them either way. You just either hurt them by doing that or hurt them by leaving. So it kind of just pigeonholes people in that way. That's what I'm saying.
Dang. No good choices.
You leave people no good choice.
Yeah.
So it's either going to reinforce your belief, and then if the other person care, they like, I don't want to really reinforce your belief that, you know, people abandon you, but
I mean,
the only way you allow people to be near you is by violating.
Right. Dang. That's
yeah. So it's like, what should a person do though? Like, I don't know.
Because you'd have to know why that person was so dead set on not participating.
Right. It's usually one of them two. They either protecting you or they protecting themselves. Yeah. Or both.
One of the two. But it's like, it's very protective. It's fear-based, like you said. But man.
Yeah.
If you don't know which one, and a lot of, they may, if they're already withholding, they may not participate in your discovery effort.
Right.
So it's like, dang.
So then that's how you kind of get in those toxic. That's why I say sometimes people end up create toxic dynamics, because it's like.
So you leave, you stay and die to yourself.
Yeah, if you just be like, okay, I'll just not get the thing, or you stay in violence.
Yeah. Dang. That sucks.
But that's why a lot of people say, oh, it's a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice. I think that's honestly why it's such a part of the rhetoric when you start talking about it. Like, oh, it's a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice. I think people really be talking about that, because when you start saying, what are you sacrificing? Like, besides the obvious, like, okay, you're monogamous now. Like, okay, we get that. But like, everybody always talking about, this is a sacrifice. This is a sacrifice. This is a sacrifice. You gotta die to yourself. You die to yourself. It's like, what are we killing? Why are we killing stuff?
Yeah.
I think that's what they're talking about.
Yeah.
I think that's why that language is so infused in it. Because it's really, that's what most people have to decide between. Do I die to myself? Do I violate you? Or do I leave?
Okay.
Yeah.
Now listen, I'm with it. Enjoyed the conversation. That's my last question,
Yes.
but I wanted to ask that. So, I mean, that's a messed up place to put people in.
Yeah, but I think that's kind of normal.
I think it is too, which makes it.
We listen to like kind of red pill spaces.
Worse.
I think that more than enough proves that it's kind of normal.
Yeah, and Deloney. That's not even a red pill space. Deloney, I hear that all the time. It's almost all the time.
Yeah.
One partner or the other has cut off the information, and the other partner has to either violate, accept, or move out, or move on. So
yeah, sometimes they just like accept it and cheat
and suffer or cheat. Yeah, one way or another.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well,
but nah,
I'll let you close out your thing. Yeah, for sure.
No, I'm not closing out. Bye. Look.
Bye.